Let's test everything out. Desert City. We're testing. We're testing. We're testing. Feel free to say something, folks. Give me a hello, something. Tell me you can hear me. I think you can. Da-da, da-da. I wonder if I should have the other camera on here. Oh. Oh, I heard something there. Second. Somebody says it's late. Hold on, I gotta get to the chat. I'm not paying attention. Hi, Ian. There you are. I didn't expect you to pop in. Holy smoke-a-roonies. 6:30 here. Was it 10:30? 11? It's not 11:30, is it? Oh my gosh. I got the crappy camera going there. It's brighter for some reason, but yeah, you can see it. I'm sitting in here. See the TV there in the corner. Barely. Got some books in the background. Let me try and get the other camera going. That I can move around. I'll show you a little bit. Not a whole lot to show off, but it's great, I'm telling you. This beautiful little heater next to me. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll tell you that. Cats are all adjusted. Yeah, cats are all adjusted, which is surprising. Chloe's really loving it. Walter took to it like a champ. He's all alpha. Nothing bothers him. He adjusted quicker. Now he's the boss around here. Let me turn that off there. Let's see if I could do this. 11:30. 5 hours difference. Doesn't it turn into a 4-hour difference? Well, it's fall now. Sometimes it's 4 hours. Sometimes it's 6 or 5. Let me see here. Active. Well, I could make this active, but it's gonna get a double shot of me. Yikes. What's going on here? Double shot. Okay, hold on, hold on. Why is that so big? Make that a little small. Spider-Man. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. John Longshore was kind enough to get me a new camera. Ian. I don't know if I told you that. Pretty much the same thing as I had. Only a little bit better, I guess. But yeah, fantastic. They're not expensive, like $60-some. Thought it'd be over 100. Yeah. 60-second lag in the chat. Try refreshing it. Or moving the live thing, the little bar, you know, the red bar at the bottom. shows you where you are in the video or something. Push it all the way to the right. I got it on a slight delay anyway. I got a lot of work to do. These board games probably won't be in here. I don't have the lights on, just the one. It's hard to see. But yeah, there's the one bookshelf, and next to it is, you can see more board games above. But there's, oh, here's the cat nest. Yeah, it's the cat nest where Chloe hangs out. That's my projects, my painting projects I just brought in today. Over here, boxes. Yeah, so I put them there. And I got some extra paints in the bottom shelf and stuff. Yeah, it's tough figuring out how I'm going to organize stuff. But I don't think the board games will be in here. Because there's no room in here for board games. I'm going to have to do it in the other room. But my most useful books are in here. My most useful games. Oh, there we go. That's a little brighter. You could kind of see them there. Vegetable beef box lid. Oh, yeah. It is. It's in here. It should be that box right there. You can see it right there. See it, Art Man? I've had that for decades. I got a blanket over the doorway there. Because it's cold in the other room. But this room's nice and toasty. Because I got this nice little heater. So I got a blanket there. I had to take the door off. But yeah. The most important games there in the shelves. So I guess when I stream I'll have books behind me. Hey. There's the little cat nest. You could see. Oh, there's the heater. There's Spider-Man. Let me see what I got here. Getting worried for a minute. I can see now. Don't forget the vegetable. Yeah. So here's my little desk here. You can see. That's where I keep my books when I'm playing online. My Pathfinder stuff is here. This is actually a drawer from a little bedside thing. Had 2 drawers in it. I took them out and I took off the latch. I just took them off so it's flat on the top. I can put books on here. And it makes a nice little bookshelf. Let me pick this damn thing up. Pretty cool. Perfect for my little books. There's my Ovaltine. Yeah, chocolate. Followed by some antacids. And I just put this in here today, a little corner table next to me where I can store my paints, my most used paints. You know, that's all that's there at the moment. My brushes and stuff at the top, just like I had it. I didn't put all the paints here, just the most used ones. And the newer ones. There's no speed paints. I put them in a box. They're all on under that shelf I was showing you. So yeah, this will be convenient. I could put what I'm working on right here, you know. Most immediate stuff right here. And I could just slide them over here and paint and do my thing. That'll be convenient for me. And of course, here's where I'm doing my deal. So, yeah, it's not much to show yet. More antacids. Yeah, I can never have more than 2. There's another look at the all the board games and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the main bedroom. I won't show you the bed. My cats are on there. There's a quick look at them. Cats. It's actually a smaller room than I thought. I thought I could slip a board gaming table in here, but I can't do that. That ain't gonna happen. Oh, God, looks terrible. What happened? Looks like it's daylight here, but it's not. Ah, much better. So that's a quick look at the bedroom. My little studio / bedroom. Still got a lot to do. I gotta organize things, put things on the walls. I got this shelf over my desk here that I can't do anything with yet. Got my other laptop. Yeah, but the other room, which I don't think I'll show you yet, it's just full of boxes. I don't have the game table set up. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time to sort it out, Ian. But that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'd do it if it wasn't for the fact that it's so freaking cold tonight. And last night, bitter cold. So I'm just letting it go. Tomorrow it's supposed to warm up. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to get warm weather. Even hit the 50s Fahrenheit. So, yeah, I got to put it off. I'm going to set up the table. I'm going to organize the bookshelves in there. I got 3 bookshelves in there. Big ones. That's where the bulk of my books are going to go. By the way, this bookshelf behind me, that's got a mix of war games and role-playing. So, my most used stuff. Including what I just got recently, a couple days ago, Stargrave. You guys saw my video on that. Compliments of Byron. Yeah, good stuff. Going to be playing that really soon. Oh, I got to be playing all kinds of stuff. How you doing, Fred's Factorium? Just doing a little stream here because I got bored. I haven't streamed in so long. Gotta get back into this. I'll be streaming a lot more once I get this settled in and start painting again. How you guys been? I know Ian's been out and about. Fred, I know you've had some chats with some of the folks in the server. That's fantastic. Let me get my mug off the screen here. Let's look at snakes. Hiss. Check my heater here. I love this heater, man. It's great. Total control of it. Even though I'm all bundled up and stuff. I'm a stickler. I could turn it on and make it warmer in here, but I don't want to. Damn electric heaters. Freezing here too, says Ian. I have delayed my trip to the coast for a week. I want to make it warmer in here, but I don't want to. Oh, you're going to have to mute yourself, Goat Guru. Mute your YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm hearing myself. You should stream more, to be honest, says Fred's Factorium. Been missing them. Oh, I'm getting there, Fred. It takes time, but I'm getting there. Also, Arkham Horror is a great game. Have mine just behind me as well on a shelf. Oh, it's one of my favorite board games ever. -18 Celsius here now. Wow. Whatever that is in freedom units. I'll have to look that up. Got Goat Guru in here with me. Goat, did you mute your YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How you doing, man?
Just chilling, eat a little supper.
Oh, that's always good. Make sure you mute.
Got back off the farm.
Awesome. -1 degree Fahrenheit. Google to the rescue, says Fred's Factorium, all the way up in Sweden. Fantastic. Let me go back here. Freezing here too. I have delayed my trip to the coast for a week. So when are you going back, Ian? When are you going back? I think you said this Friday or something, but you're putting that off. So you'll be here an extra week. Yeah, I imagine that's what you mean. Fantastic. We all get to see Ian a little bit more often. Let me see. I don't have my other laptop going here. I can't put myself on the screen. Let me try something here. No, that's not going to work. Let me try. My virtual camera. All my settings are screwed up here. Yeah, forget that. All my settings are screwed up here. I think OBS had an update or something. Probably Wednesday now. More time to work on the North Africa project. Gotcha. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have been getting a lot more cold than we have over here. We're going to get some warmer weather in the next couple of weeks, starting tomorrow. Should be awesome. Get more work done. You know what? While I'm here, let me boot up the other camera laptop here. I'm curious how this is going to show up on screen. I got to plug this in. Oopsie. I don't have it plugged in. Because I usually put this on and use the camera in Discord. It's a crappy camera, but at least people in Discord could see me, so I don't have to use a virtual cam on Discord. Just do this. Just do this. This will work for now. Find the plug. That's too far away. 1 second. All right, that's gonna have to do. It's good to see you making all that progress, Ian, on your projects. They look good. See, I'll follow along, see how you're doing. I don't have that Iraqi sand, by the way. I should get some. I have a yellow ochre and some other sand color I use a lot of. But not Iraqi sand for some reason. I don't have it. We'll let that boot up. We'll see if my good friend Kyle pops into Discord today. He just got off work having his dinner. We'll see if we see him. Message Jesse. Guess I could throw a message at Dizzy. Where's Dizzy? Dizzy, Dizzy, Dizzy. Everybody loves Dizzy. How about Karma? We're all out of sync here. Who else? That's good. Hopefully, once I get the tables all set up, I'm going to be able to do some battles for you guys. Got a Flames of War battle I want to put on with Ian stuff, which I was just looking at. I got some orcs that I'm working on, finishing, that I want to do some fantasy skirmish with. And then I got my own stuff. I got my Sisters of Battle, my Dark Angels, and a ton of stuff from Jesse. Jesse's got like 4 different factions now he's painted up. He's doing Adeptus Mechanicus now, Ian. I just bought the starter box for that, plus an extra squad that I had. So he's got Necrons, Death Guard, Admech, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and a 4th one would be the Golden Boys, the Adeptus Custodes. So he's got 4 factions. Crazy. Sonic Sledgehammer, Bloody Spell Check. I am painting a tutorial by a New Zealander. Yeah, I heard you say that. Sonic Sonic Hedgehog. Oh, sorry. I got a good belly laugh on that one. Spell check. So far, so good. Basic tabletop quality, which is perfecto. So good. Sonic Sledgehammer, Bloody Spell Check. Ba-boom. Now there's Fred's Factorium all the way from Sweden. Fred, how you doing, man?
Hey, man. I thought I'd pop in.
It's awesome hearing from you.
The Sonic Hedgehog was awesome, actually.
That's hilarious.
yeah, for sure.
Good old spell check. Oh, yeah, the computer's booting up here. Give me a second.
And it's a Sledgehammer, like, from Holland or something.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure.
Oh,
he might be New Zealander.
You've heard of the channel?
Oh, yes. I've seen quite a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
And I heard, I think it was Henry Hyde who did a podcast with him, or he interviewed him. And I think he said something about, it might be New Zealand, actually. Come to think of it.
What does he do, all historicals, or does he do any sci-fi or fantasy?
I gotta tell you, I don't know. I only watch the historicals.
Yeah. I'll have to look him up. I've never heard of him. Maybe I probably did, but I haven't subscribed.
He's really, really, really good. I truly enjoy his videos. They are, I don't know, in the style of your vlogging and your live chats and stuff. I mean, he's really laid back and let's make happy mistakes, and it doesn't matter. We can paint over that,
Hot
so
damn.
it's very down to earth, and
Hot damn. I'll have to look that up.
For sure.
Oh, there's Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
Howdy, lads.
How you feeling, man? You all right?
Good evening.
I'm hanging in there. It's been a rough few days.
Yeah? You sound tired.
A lot of ice. It took me 2.5 hours to go into work Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that's a 20-minute drive, and it took me 2.5 hours. A lot of ice. A lot of ice.
Well, did you have a lot of rain going on down there beforehand?
No, it was cold, and then it gave it like a really thin dusting of snow. But it was just enough to where the sun was on it the day before, and it melted it onto the blacktop, and then it froze that night. Yeah, a lot of close calls. There were 7 cars in the ditches as I was sliding off the mountain. It won the party, and yeah. I went down around a few of those S-turns, Fritz, and the tailgate of the truck beat me around the turn.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah, I was sideways. I took the whole road. It just started cocked off sideways. It's like, if it don't soon straighten up, I'm going to the ditch. I'm going to stay there. That's where she'll be.
Yeah, it's supposed to warm up considerably tomorrow and for the next 2 weeks, and I imagine that's going to hit you as well tomorrow.
I hope.
Yeah? What's the weather talking like down there in West Virginia?
It's supposed to be, let's see here, let me go to the weather app here on the phone. Let's see what it says. Let's see what the beastie is, the measty. It says tomorrow's supposed to be 50.
Yeah, there you go. You are getting hit by it. Yep.
Yeah. Normally, Fritz takes me about 20 minutes to get to work. It took me... I left the house at 6 o'clock. I didn't get to work till 8:30.
Wow. You didn't get in trouble, did you? It was all...
No. She was like, hey, this is your first day. Don't worry about it. I know you don't have time to make it up, but if you want, you can work extra hours, and make up your time. I'm like, thanks, No write-ups or anything like that. She was like, well, you made it alive now, ain't you? She's like, you're alive, right? Yeah. She's like, that's all I care about. The rest we can make up as we get. All right. What's everybody working on tonight?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I got my paints shifted today. I got all my most used paints here right next to me on the table. I don't know if I didn't... you weren't here earlier, so let me show you. On YouTube.
All right, let me get over there.
Oh, I got to move the camera again and turn the light on. So that's my little area there that I brought in today. Kyle, you'll see it in a second here.
Okay.
All my most used paints. I got my little projects I'll put there as I'm working on them. It's not much, but it's something. Got my brushes up there.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah. That's right here is my little game area, my books I use for my campaign online. There's my laptop, OBS.
Well, that makes everything a little easier to access for you.
Things get complicated here, folks. Look at that.
Yes, we do.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. But that's
Fred's eye here.
Is Fred, indeed. Hello,
What's up, my brother?
Kyle. It's all good. Painting my 2 mil Napoleonics. I'm gonna need better eyes.
I have committed a gravest sin this week, lads. I haven't painted not once this week.
Did you say 2mm?
Yeah, brother.
Oh, what is the matter with you? Terrible.
No. It's insanity.
It is. It is.
They are cute though.
Cute?
It's very cute, but yeah, this is insane. I got the cam running on your Discord if you want to see them. It's really hard to see through my cam though. not the best. Call of Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, where is it? There it is. Yeah, those are my more common games that I refer to often. A lot of stuff in there. I got tons in the other room. Tons. I got some historical stuff in here. Some Conan. Robert E. Howard stuff. Oh, yeah. But anyway, Kyle, if you see that, that's my shelving so far, and that's where I'm going to put the painting stuff when my projects are going to go there, like my Sisters of Battle, my commissions. I'll put them on that one shelf there, and move them over to the painting area as needed.
That's awesome.
It's not much, but it's something. And it's going to take me time to get it all set up, but hey, like I said, it's something.
It's a stepping stone.
Stepping stone? Let's go over to the Discord and check out Fred's setup there in a second. Hold on, Fred. If you want to share that camera, here's I'll let everybody see. A lot of work, Kyle. A lot of work.
Yes, sir. I understand you on that one. I've been getting after it all week. I'm actually going to bow out of here and go get a shower and go crash. But I just wanted to pop in for a few minutes and see how you were doing.
Doing good, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. I'll probably be on tomorrow or something. You know, I got lots to do, and I'll be doing a lot tomorrow. It's going to warm up, so probably the end of the day I'll stream again, and you pop in, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to go get a shower and go crash.
All right, my friend. Remind me later. What is going on my other laptop? Oh, got Dizzy in here. How you doing, Dizzy?
I'm trying to wake up.
Oh, you are sleeping late again, are you?
I've been dealing with really bad shivers as of late.
Really bad what?
Shivers.
Oh, shivers. Yeah, it's been cold.
Not from the cold, more like body issues is all I can say, really.
Okay, your camera's not coming through, Fred. I don't see it.
Oh, it's weird. Should be on. Let's see.
Try it.
Good evening, Dizzy. Ah, it's on. No, it's not on. Let's see. Turn off camera. Turn on camera.
Maybe it's a bad connection tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a really good broadband, so and it should work.
Yeah, it should. You can't see it?
No, it's doing the spinny thing in Discord.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe.
So
it's
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, try logging out. Try not logging out of Discord, but leave the chat and come back in again.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Just see if I can put down the pencil. Brush. It's called brush in English. Yeah, be right back.
The brush.
The brush. Oh no, kind of works. I think. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Okay, let me share that. Hold on. Let me grab it on OBS and share it with folks, so we can all see.
The quality is awful. I've been trying to figure out how to set up my iPhone as a cam, like in a simple way. And it's really simple, but then you have to buy like an app for it.
Mm-hmm.
For $100, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Not just yet.
$100? Screw that.
Yeah, it was kind of spendy.
All right, let's. There we go. Everybody can see what you're working on.
This is insanity.
2mm.
Crazy.
Look at that. Look at that careful brushwork there. A steady hand. What are you painting?
Uh,
Mustaches?
this-
Eyebrows?
yes. Pants, actually. Not
Pantaloons?
sure. You can see a bit of white on the edge of these strips. And these are horses. Light horse.
Okay.
British light horse.
I trust you.
You can see that since they are only 6 a strip.
Yeah, I
Those are heavy cab. They are more on a strip.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh man. Yeah, imagine this.
Ian says, Fred, are they grains of rice?
They are smaller than grains of rice.
These are 2.
Yeah, these are awful. Actually, it's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Hard to
I
say.
kind of figured out it's an impressionistic style you need to do. You need to like get the feeling of they are like 3D shits, I guess, for wargaming more than models.
Big
I might-
freeze. Go ahead.
These are actually artillery, so there's 1 gun on each of these squares.
Yeah,
And 4 guys.
I could see that. Yeah.
Mm.
The way they're spread out. That's a little
Yeah.
artillery base. Ian says, big freeze across Europe. Even Nick is getting hammered in Greece, apparently.
Yeah, it's really cold here. Like -1 Fahrenheit.
Uh-huh.
It's colder than it usually is this time of year.
Yeah, well, I'll look forward to tomorrow warming up. That's all I can say. A couple of weeks of good warm weather. That'll be nice. Dizzy, that's gonna hit you too. It's gonna be a lot warmer coming up. What is that sound? Are you
Is
using?
me coming through?
Are
It
you
might
using-
be my printer.
Ah, that's what it is. You're not using a headset?
Yes, I am.
All right, so it's picking up from your mic. Okay,
It's just behind me.
gotcha.
It might actually be my nose wheezing as well. I'm getting a cold.
Ah, okay.
It might be.
There we go. Got my other account in there. Let me turn my other camera on, see how that looks. Oh, it's completely black. It's not even red. I'm here. You can see my hand. I'd have to turn on the lamp here. Oh, well, you still can't see me. I'd have to turn on the overhead light.
It's very, very, very dark.
Yeah. Well,
Was that the laptop cam?
yeah, that's my other laptop I keep on when I do this so people could see me in Discord, but it's so dark. I'd have to
Oh, yeah.
turn up the exposure. Well, whatever. That's okay.
What
That's
kind of
okay.
cameras do you use? Like, do you use anything special or?
Logitech 922. Logitech
922.
Yeah, 922. Pretty standard camera. Goes up to 1080p. Very high quality. HD, of course. And that's what I've been using for years. And I also use my laptop cameras, the cheapos. They're garbage, but that's like what I'm
Yeah.
using on Discord,
Yeah, they are enough for the talking heads thing. Maybe. Maybe not. Not on videos, but I think you have a good quality on your video usually. Especially on the real videos.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Thank you. Seem to have lost your camera. Let me...
No, it's up,
Let me fix that.
I think.
I could see it. It's just out of frame. Because I joined with my other account, so
Ah,
things moved. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Got to pop out a voice chat, says Dizzy. Just wanted to pop in and say to you guys, say hi to you guys. And that's probably going to mess with me. You'll be okay, Dizzy. Glad to have you pop in, Dizzy.
so how's the move gone?
It's slow, but I'm moved in now. I got my bed in here. I'm sleeping in here. My first night was last night. It was freezing, Fred. It was freezing. Holy smokes. And it was really nice today, but I turned the heat off at night, crawl in the bed, but man, was it brutal. I got kind of concerned there for a while, but yeah, it got warm after a while. It was all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the main room is full of boxes and stuff. There's a lot of sorting and stuff, but I got most of it out here now. So yeah, it's going good, I have to say.
Very nice.
Which means I'll
Yeah,
be...
we've been missing you.
Yeah, I know you guys have.
Yeah.
Can't live without the Fritzmeister.
For sure.
Keeping things going. I needed a break anyway. I took off, I think, the whole month. Just to get squared away, and I needed it because I had a couple commissions I finished without any interruption, without breaks in between, and that's pretty rough.
Yeah, when you grind away at projects like that, it takes something out of you. I don't know anything about Napoleonic. Does the French army also have black hats?
Yeah. Yeah, it's black shakos all around. Are the Katzen warm and happy enough? Yeah, they're loving it. Walter's just all stretched out. He's all laid out on the bed there. He's got his own fluffy fleece blanket. Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah, they're doing great. I was concerned. I put them in their little cat box one at a time. I brought Chloe out first. Just by herself. And she took longer to adjust. But she was digging it. You know, and then I brought Walter out. He was quicker to get into it. But yeah, he had a little put off too. What's that you got there, Fred?
We're doing black. Since apparently the hats are black.
There you go. What are
It's
these?
weird getting into an...
What?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What are these little guys? Are they Napoleonics?
Yes, they
Oh.
are Napoleonics. So it's a French army and a British army.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's about... This is pretty much about a third of what I have. So yeah, I gotta have my cam in front of me, otherwise I won't see what I'm doing. There we go. This is about, I guess, a third of the army I bought. They are from Irregular.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And,
They're so small. They're so small.
It's it's weird.
So 3 of those, and there's the entire force.
This is actually 2 armies in one, or on this black like board I have here. I'm doing the standard armies for 2x2 Napoleonics.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the standard forces. So this is the French force, this is the British force.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. Well, that's the one advantage. You can get a lot on the table, relatively with little expense and little effort. Really, it's got a value because of that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think you can get like a full wargaming experience, even on a small board with, whatever this is in front of me.
Yeah, they're all gonna have black hats. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know at that scale. Little black daubs on the top of their heads. You're good.
And a little red dab on them as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, red for the Brits, and the blue for the French.
I could actually do skin color on them.
Yeah.
I see that now. There is actually room for a face. Should I do it? That's insane, right?
Yeah, it is. Ian says,
Yeah, no,
I thought I was crazy doing 6mm, but you take the biscuit, Fred.
6mm is huge.
Yeah, it is. Well, 3 times as huge. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine. You can see the guns.
Yeah, right. But it does have its value, like I said. Use speed paints on 2mm?
Yeah, I was gonna, but I decided against it, actually. I'm thinking that it might be a hindrance down the line.
Yeah.
It's better to have, like, the really blue and the really red to work off, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I don't know, you can't really see it, but white pants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I would dab this with speed paint, I would still do the exact same thing I did now. Or what I'm doing now, rather. And, yeah, this, I don't know. Shading on 2mm face. I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even notice.
No, probably not.
And I think the consistency of the speed paint, it flows so well. It might actually be a little difficult to paint the colors properly because it just flows.
Yeah, it just disappears. Goes away.
Ian did a whole, 3,000 miniatures for his 2 armies, American Civil War, in 6mm. And he did that in like 3 months.
Yeah, that's nice.
3 months,
Good
Ian.
speed.
The Black Powder Challenge, if I recall.
I'm doing ACW armies on the side. I put it on the shelf when I started to paint 15mm again for hordes of the things.
Mm-hmm.
They had to take the back seat, and when I get back from that this weekend, I want to do this. I'm thinking this should be a fast project.
Now, your main interest is DBMM? Doing Chariot era? Hittites and all that? Or no, Sea Peoples? Sea Peoples. Is that your main thing?
Peoples for... I don't know. I don't know what my main thing is, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, DBX games, I love them. I think they're the most fun.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I got a small Sea People army, and I do Gepids for Book 2, which is, I guess, classical era, ancient era, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, 5th century, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Gepids are the favorite army to talk about because no one knows what they are.
Yep, including me.
They're pretty much northeasternmost most of all the Eastern Goths, pretty much. So like present day Romania, Bulgaria, and they got ran over by Attila and became like a battle state for him
Interesting.
until he died, and then they rebelled against his sons, and then they got wiped out. So they were a kingdom for like 200 years or something.
I collected and played feudal English, which could double as Germans in any feudal state in Europe, Western Europe. So I had a huge, mammoth feudal English army, the 13th century, 15 millimeter for DBX. It was for DBM, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That was my big thing that I had. I had more of them than anything. But I also did Republican Rome's, Polybian. I did Caesarian Rome. I did Gaul. I did Seleucid.
Oh, yeah.
I did to go against the Polybians. I did Spartans. I had a DBA army of Spartans, a DBA army of Normans. Nicephorian Byzantine I did to go against my Normans, Northern Italy, that whole thing.
Yep.
I started an Athenian army to go against the Spartans, but I don't think I ever completed that one. And what am I missing? I was going to do Ptolemaic. I wanted to do Ptolemaic. Jesse wanted to play Seleucids, so we did Seleucids instead. But I never got to the Ptolemaics successors. Yeah, I think that was my DBX gaming. Most of that was DBA, but I also did the DBM stuff too. So that was my forte. I love DBM.
Yeah, I like the pushing mechanics.
I like the reactions,
much.
the reaction moves, the pushbacks, and you can see the battle lines just begin to waver. And over in this part, they're moving forward, and it looks like a real battle. If you were looking at a real battle, I mean, it flows and looks the way it should.
Yeah, agreed.
And I also like the fact that Phil Barker likes to put everything in his rules, everything but the kitchen sink. You know, you got the denizens in the built-up areas. You got ships coming over on a river unloading troops. You got all this cool stuff, which, you know, is legit stuff that is plausible in any battle. I always enjoyed that about his games.
Yeah, in my opinion, the only downside to the Barker's games, if we add Sue to it, is that they also put in all the words in one sentence.
Yes.
The book is pretty much one long sentence.
Yes.
Like triple negations in one sentence every other chapter, you know, and yeah, that is rough.
It is. But what if you take the time to get into it and learn it, you know, it's worth it. Very rewarding.
Yeah. I played DBM, or well, I started with DBA when it actually came out, like early 90s, I guess. 94 maybe or something, 93. But we quickly got into DBM, and then I stopped playing it for close to, I don't know, 20 years or something. And just got back into it last year.
I still got my copy of DBA version 1.
Yeah, I sold mine. That's stupid. I would have wanted to keep it.
Yep.
It's a bit of PTSD every time you see the cover, though.
Yep.
It was a rough read getting into that one.
It was. Ian says, I can see the logic of 2mm. On the table, they would look like a battle diagram that actually moves.
Yeah, 100% that. They are 3D ships, like for a ship-based war game.
See, I would prefer to play a board game. I would prefer using beautiful artwork on these counters and maps and stuff as opposed to going to 2mm or 3 or even 6. I prefer the board game over that, but you know, I get it. Get why people like the miniature and the 3D aspect of it too.
I mean, if you'd asked me a year ago if I was gonna paint this, that would have been a different different answer than today.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta give a shout out to Joy of Wargaming, who did like a campaign series on 2mm Napoleonics, and that's why I pretty much bought these armies. Because it looks and plays nice. Looks cool.
Let me put my other camera on. There we go. Now you can see me in Discord.
Oh, you started playing back in 6th edition, Ian Hornman.
I never played 6th. I did 7th.
I think I flicked through the books a couple of times, but yeah, DBA and DBM.
You could still play Wargame Research Group 7th edition, as I think it was Scott Holder here in the States. I think it's Scott Holder that actually bought the rights to the game, and he continued publishing it under a new name. I think it's called Warlord, I think. And I played that a few times, and there's a condensed version that's like DBA, but it's essentially Wargame Research Group 7th edition, updated and all inclusive, as you can imagine. It's got all the Army List books redone. I was the FAQ guy for that game.
Oh, cool.
Back in the day. So I was a big fan of it. Played it at our club in the early 2000s. And, yeah. I don't know if that game's still around, though. I think it is. I think it's Scott Holder. I got a bunch of copies of the rules and Army Lists in my boxes here behind me, actually. From back in the day.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but they are doing a new version of DB Fantasy. Pretty much hot, but with DBA rules, and it's official. It's Wargames Research Group that are doing it, and it's out on playtesting for free. People who wanna play it. I think the rules are available. Board Game Geek and somewhere else, Facebook, I think. DBA groups.
I assume you're playtesting?
Actually, no. I'm old school like that. I played hot. I'm gonna get into it. That's the plan. But hot is, it's a good game. It's a very nice system. So it would be sad to, I don't know, abandon it for something more modern. But it will obviously be the Switch sooner or later.
Read the chat here. James says, no way. Hardman says, we are starting Absolute Emperor in our group now, which is Napoleonics. We are going to do a campaign with it. Isn't it the Absolute Emperor? Who wrote that? That's not the Osprey one, is it? Or is it the one Rick Priestley and Jervis Johnson put out? Just see going back together. Yeah, it is, James. Good to see you in the chat.
Hey, man.
James has been missing everybody. Grug-like.
James is in my DMs linking me stuff that I want to buy. He's an awful man.
He is. I might have the book right behind me. Hold on, let me look. I must have took it in the other room. Absolute Emperor. Yeah, I have a copy of that somewhere. In the other room. Never played it. I get Fred to spend money on my behalf, laughing out loud, says James.
Yeah.
Live from the new studio, James. Live. That's Fred's printer in the background.
And my stuffed nose.
Oh, you're talking 3D printer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking you're
It's my
printing out a set of rules or something.
yeah. Should have one of those old, old ones. Smattering away.
I gotta have my
I
printer.
actually had a buddy in the 10 years, 15 years ago. He ran servers, for web page servers. And he actually had one of those old printers, typewriter printers, as a warning system. If something screwed up, it kind of shot out the error messages to that, so we could hear it, in the background. Started typing away. Very Matrix.
Very. We played the first time 2 weeks ago, says Iron Man. Absolute Emperor. Just infantry and artillery in the fight. In a week, we will do a second tutorial game and add cavalry. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan, Iron Man. Good to see you getting into the miniatures. My 3D printers are going to be in the other room, so when I'm streaming, you won't hear them. Tucked away in a corner. Ian says, past midnight here, and I am pooped. So up the wooden hill for me as James pops in. See you all on the next one. Ian, you take care of yourself, man, and keep an eye out. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try and stream a little bit more often now that I'm settling in. Probably later in the evening, but I'll try to get a little early in for you. How you doing, James?
Oh, it's so nice to see everyone in the old place, but also in the new place. That's all I'm popping into things. Like, really, I just woke up and I'm as stiff as a board. Ow.
You are. You got the mohawk today. All right.
Yeah, but the funny story is, like, it's because I got super glue in my hair, and like, I was like in the yard like an hour after putting something together. I was like, why is the back of my head burning? I was like, why is the back of my hair stiff and burning? And I was like, I better get the clippers. And I realized that I'd like just touched a spot of Gorilla Glue. And it's funny because I remember there was some lady in the news who like used Gorilla Glue on her hair and people were making fun of her. But I was like, damn, that stuff really
sizzled.
I actually felt quite a bit of empathy for her because like people were really giving her stick. And I was like, well, maybe she did it intentionally, but I got it right here. And I was like, it's all got to go. So now I look like Bert from Sesame Street again.
Yep, mohawk time.
Yeah, I know.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
thought it was Ree who got inspired by going to that Descendants gig. Had to have a boyfriend with a mohawk, you know, going on punk shows, coming home.
She likes the best haircut that she likes. That she like gets very like doe-eyed over. It's like quiff, like a rockabilly.
Oh yeah,
No. So when I grow it out and like mousse it up, she likes that. She's like, "Oh, it looks so nice." But I haven't done that for years because I usually just shave my head because I'm like that haircut money is miniatures money.
It is.
With your coffee machine on. Oh, it's like, how can I be nostalgic for something that you were only doing a few weeks ago? But here I am. Good to see. Good to see. I heard you guys were talking about hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities that get thrown up, even just by introducing the fast and solid. Like, even that fast and solid distinction between troops actually communicates a lot, you know? Like, I wonder what the tables are going to look like at the end. They'll be pretty big. Like, it's a lot of troop types. But still exciting nonetheless.
Yeah. Have you been reading the rules, the new rules?
Well, I read the ones that you sent me,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I mean, there's still some funny things like solid ox versus light ox. Like, solid ox have always kind of been a bit weird. Not in terms of like what they're representing, but in terms of how they behave. And I wouldn't mind like 2 more subcategories of like Saloy and Shooter. Like, I would probably see if I could work in some kind of black powder subvariant for Saloy and maybe even for Shooter, you know, and just have them behave slightly differently. Not really mess with the slap stats. Have them act slightly differently. But, you know, if you put in everything you want, you end up with just this pile of like it's too big, you know. Might as well just play something like Art de la Guerre or something like that, you know, which has already done a lot of that work.
Yeah.
You got band practice this week, Fred?
No, I was supposed to have that today, but the guys are sick. Both of them. So that's why I'm here painting, actually.
You're doing French and British?
French and British, yeah. Indeed. But it was good that they were sick today, because that made me have that, or I got the time to go pick up a couple of loner armies for DBMM, Carthaginians and Romans, that a couple of new guys are gonna borrow and join our tournament just after New Year's, the week of New Year's. We're having a tournament here. So hopefully I can teach them the game. It's going to be a bit like the blind leading a deaf, or a deaf leading a blind, whatever the expression is. But
well, I mean, if you love a game and you want people to play it, you got to champion it, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I haven't even stopped short at like doing both, you know, like having the minis for both sides. Like sometimes you even have to do that, you know, like, which is fine, you know. Just takes a little bit more time. So this is Fritz's workspace. I like that hutch. It's really cool.
That's all the paints I use most of the time. I got a couple boxfuls of paints yet that I haven't put up here. I'm gonna keep them somewhere else.
Good lighting.
Did I show Fritz what I've been doing since I got my new FDM printer?
Mm-hmm.
I have a small desk or a part of my computer desk that I work on. And paint storage is a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to IKEA and I got one of these pegboardy things
Nice.
that you can see in the background. And then I printed out paint folders
Crazy.
for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. This
Nice.
is so awesome. To be able to see everything.
Did you make them and then print them?
Yeah, no, they are available on Thingiverse.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I got one of those assortment boxes, and you know, good lighting and
Yeah.
some 2mm heels.
Yeah. Look at all the hills.
Another good card
Yeah.
spin.
Yeah, but this system was this was
Are you
great.
doing a hot army of hills?
Mound people.
Mound people, yes, that would be actually be quite cool. I'm gonna do a
Put eyes on
like
them.
earth elemental army actually. So,
Yeah. That's funny.
yeah, I mean the hobby stuff with printers, it's just not, you know, let's do terrain and let's do armies and stuff. You can actually, I mean, something simple as this. This is my,
I guess you could do.
you know, water cup.
You could
my
do
cats. Yeah,
mini holder. You could do like a good mini holder, right? Like something
Oh,
like
yeah.
pop face it.
Oh yeah,
You know? Yeah.
for sure. But this is my water cup or mug, right? My cats drink out of this. That's a problem.
And watch they don't dump
So
it.
I printed a lid.
You did. Look at that.
There we go. Problem solved.
Nice.
I know they are probably going to learn to do this eventually, but yeah, you know,
Wow.
for the time being, get to have some
Fred's
water.
cat look very punk as well. They're like get hairless.
My hairless skinhead cats.
Are they those hairless ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I'm allergic, so
Ah.
Mhm.
Okay. Good
I'm a
thinking.
little bit, but I don't care. Like I'll just pick up a cat and start cuddling it and pay the price.
I do too. But you know,
Yeah. And then I'm just like, like okay.
yeah.
I never used to be, but as I got older, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a printer. Like, it's gonna have to happen. Like, this is just, I can't afford to do all the things that I want anymore. Like, things are too expensive now. It's easier to just make it.
It is, and I mean, there's people popping up in these, you know, on Facebook and wherever, in these groups that, like, oh, where did you get that model? And people are like, yeah, they printed it. Oh, I can't have a printer at home. And there's a lot of people in Australia that are like that, you know. So even if you, I mean,
even if I could just do a little bit like what Fritz is talking about and just sell some terrain, things like that. That would be great. Make a little
Yeah.
bit of extra cash. I think everyone needs that at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like even just printing stuff for people.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to have a print farm to earn your living on it, but it's extra cash. It's extra
Mm.
cash for the hobby, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think to make a really good income, you want to be running like 2 or 3, like eventually. But
Yeah.
eventually, but the possibilities are really exciting. Minis are really nice too. Like, just different takes on things, different takes on the old 40k and Warhammer tropes. Really nice historical starting to come through. Like those Arabs that you showed me looked awesome.
Yeah,
Really good.
like insane.
Oh, Compass games. Nice. I think I only have one Compass game, which is Jacobite Rising. Like it's like almost a bit like Command and Colors, but for Jacobite Rebellion.
Yeah.
I got rid of a bunch, day before yesterday. Like I told you, I gave them to my brother, and he was like, "I can actually wargame on my boat." Like, he's like, they're only going to take up like one tiny little shelf because they're just in little plastic sleeves. I feel like I should have given him the whole lot, really, because I'm a GMT guy, I'm a GMT guy. Still have to play Pike and Shot yet.
Yep, same here.
Sitting there. It's sitting there.
There was a module for Caesar from GMT Games. There was a module for Spartacus. There was actually
Crazy.
there was a that covered the the counters had like what's his name? What's the actor's name? That played Spartacus. What's his name? Kirk.
Was it Charlton Heston? I don't know why I'm picking that for some reason, but
No, his name was Kirk
it wasn't
something.
him.
I can't think of it.
Kirk Douglas.
Kirk
Yeah.
Douglas. There's actually a counter in there with his
am
face
fucked.
on it. It's Kirk Douglas.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
They had another module that
Illyrian.
had Charlton Heston on it. It was the Ben-Hur supplement. It was a naval thing. It had Ben-Hur on one of the counters. Charlton Heston.
Was Charlton Heston Ben-Hur?
Yeah.
It was him.
Oh man.
Out of
Been
my
ages
cold
since I saw
dead
that.
hand.
Yeah.
I think it was a
Probably
module.
right.
So,
I think it was a module for the naval game that was what was it called? Part of the Great Battles of History. One of the volumes was a naval one. It was all naval battles. And
that's in the Julius Caesar expansion, isn't it?
the Spartacus one is the Ben-Hur one was for the
Yeah.
naval volume of the series.
Right. I've only got the core box, and when I went to get the supplement, I was like, the Hail Caesar starter set is cheaper. Like, so I went that route.
Yeah.
That's what got me into it.
It's all good.
Yeah, I kind of still want it, but one day, like
One
when
day.
they do the Malburian
Yeah.
for Pike and Shot, like
Yep.
that's gonna be. I'm gonna have to work out. I'm gonna be eating my ramen and getting that.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. Love a bit of tricorn and pike.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of plug bayonet.
Yep.
That's the period.
And plugs. And that's a cavalry. The French love the cavalry.
Yes, but I think the British probably had the best cavalry at the time.
So you say. Sacré bleu.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I would say. They had really good cavalry at the time. What is it Napoleon said about them later on? They're some of the best cavalry in Europe, but some of the most poorly led.
Something like that, yeah. That sounds familiar.
When he sees the Highlanders in the Waterloo movie, he's like, does Wellington have nothing to offer me but these Amazons?
Have you guys seen the new one?
It's been an emotional, like, I made the mistake of reading about it, and it's kind of put me off a bit. Like, Napoleon leading a cavalry charge in one of
Really?
the battles.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, I understand, like, he's only got so much time to play with, and he has to condense a lot of events. But I was joking to my brother the other night, it's like Text Me Back the movie. Like, it's just mostly about his unrequited feelings for Josephine, which is, one interpretation. And I was saying to him, like, look, even if Josephine was a bit of a social climber and she used her charms to get what she wanted, there's a part of me that thinks, can't we just, like, honor the lady's memory? Like, she was a big part of his life. Like, it feels a little bit disrespectful to turn her into a kind of sex pest. But, yeah, he's leading a cavalry charge in one battle. He shoots the nose off the Sphinx with a cannon.
That's it.
They
Wow.
did that in Asterix, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, actually. Like with Gerard Depardieu. And I love Asterix. But,
Me too.
I think Asterix is about the level of my historical understanding, really. But if I'm being honest, the movies are really heartwarming. Like, I'd love my nieces to see those live action ones. It's very funny. But yeah. Printing, man, gonna start soon. We'll have to get you some resin. Put it on the list. Put it on the list. I think Elegoo has a lot of that stuff on sale. It's easy to complain about the state of things now, but I have a feeling that after Christmas there'll be a lot of stuff on sale.
Probably,
And that includes consumables like IPA and resin and stuff like that. Probably a bit cheap early in the year. I was moaning to Rhea, I was like, I haven't bought any minis in like 2 months. And she's like, all right, first of all, I'll buy you some minis. Calm down.
Calm down, dear.
She's like, second of all, you do have quite a good backlog that you can work on. She's like, third, you should think about getting a printer if it's that much cheaper. But she was like, bear in mind, everything's going to go on sale like in January, February, so, me and Spider-Man will be able to catch up.
I mean, they do run their deals all the time. I got Anycubic printer, resin printer, and I would buy it again. It's cheap and it's crap and whatever labels people want to put on it, but goddamn, it works. And it was cheap.
I hear Anycubic is good. Like, I hear that it's a good brand. I haven't heard anything bad about it.
Well, it's a cheap brand. It's not bad, I guess, but it's a cheap brand. And
But so is like Elegoo, right? We got Fritz like set up with Elegoo stuff. It's not
that's
like it's not the most fancy you can get, but it's still pretty good.
I think Elegoo is like one step up from Anycubic.
Mm-hmm.
That's my understanding, at least. But either is fine. As long as, 4K printer, you can paint GW quality of minis, if
Yeah.
not better. And that's enough for me.
Yeah, my brother was saying that he was listening to a bunch of 40k lore going to sleep, and then he was like, that's when I had this sudden hankering to like start listening to history videos and playing historicals. I'm like, oh no. Your life is over. Your life is over, my friend. Like, even if he moves to the country, I'm sure he'll come out and play around in World War II or Napoleonics or something. I
World
gave
War
him.
II. Go ahead.
He loves the Germans because of all the tech. You know,
Yeah.
he loves all the tech, like loves the tanks and stuff. But which is great because I'm more inclined to play like the British or the Americans anyway. You know, I just have a feeling that the Americans would be really fun to paint. I love that green. But yeah, he'd probably play that or Napoleonic. I couldn't see him getting into ancients as much. Maybe medievals, 100 Years War, that sort of thing. Even though he's going to be living further away, I'm sure he'll come over for a weekend campaign or something. But he was like, who am I going to play these games with? I'm like, read the back. It's like, oh, these are solo games. Oh, cool. I'm like, yeah, dude, there's a lot of fun you can have there. It's like, it's interesting. Because he's getting older, you know, he's leaving, he's getting to the age, the second half of his 30s, and it's like, you know, all the sci-fi and fantasy stuff doesn't quite cut it.
Now, speaking of World War II, the con I was at this weekend, the main event was a bolt action tournament. And that was pretty much what it was. You know, it was a bolt action tournament with like open doors. Come and do stuff while we play bolt action.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw Imperial Japanese army. I was like, oh man, that you know, that looks cool.
Yeah, I would do that if I could do. Yeah. I would do like that and Australians actually.
Yeah. But I'm thinking when I get into bolt action, they are a contender for the army I want to paint.
It's easy to find bolt action players. There's like almost as many as there are like Warhammer players. Like very, very popular.
Yeah.
Even those what John Stallard calls true scale, like he reckons is 13.2576 recurring. Epic scale is true 15. That's his claim. That's his claim.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that sold like hotcakes. Like that's really popular, which is interesting. Like, okay, people have a taste for that scale of wargaming. The only thing I don't like about the bolt action Japanese is they look a bit cartoony. You might want to print. You might want to print some different heads. The heads look a bit rough.
I'd probably. I don't know. I would probably print the whole army, but
yeah.
Then again, it's been nice with this army that I'm painting now, even though it's 2 mil and whatever. It's nice to don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been printing for a year now, more or less, and it's always, it's nice to not having to worry about running out to the barn and set up a new build plate and wash them and cure them, and
it's surprising how much detail is on those 2 mil musket sections, and even
Yep.
the cavalry. It's like, wow, like
This cavalry is awesome. I do not
mm,
really enjoy the musket sections, but the cavalry is really good.
mm,
I mean, you can actually tell that they are horses,
yeah,
uh, which is something.
it's all about the Mass Effect and the
Yeah.
basing. The basing is like the thing that sets it off, and the terrain. You know,
Here's the bases.
it's about contextualizing it. Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Two of those strips on one base. So
Mhm.
it's going to be quite mass.
2 ranks?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 ranks. I was thinking about going 3 ranks, but yeah, I don't wanna paint more at this point. And they are 20 by 15 mil, which means that if I put them on a sabot, I got the DBN strip, right, or an element.
Mhm.
So it's 2 systems in one. That was the plan. And this is a village.
Huh.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Yep,
what
yep.
I love. I love the
Terrain is easy,
terrain.
right?
Yeah.
It's the terrain that makes me love that scale. People are like, "That's crazy. How can you do that?" It's like all about the terrain, man.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And it's like with 6 mil World War II. I mean, that's my scale for World War II is 6 mil.
Mhm.
The tanks, the vehicles, that's
Mm.
what gets me going. I think that looks so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, putting down, if you play like a 28 mil board game or even 15 mil, you have your 3 studs. Yeah, I'm gonna put down 30. Let's go.
I think if I did
It
World War
looks
II,
so awesome.
Big battles.
I think if I did World War II, I might even do Flames of War instead, just because I really like that Tobruk starter. Italians v British. Fritz has been working on that in the background as part of his commissions, so he can tell you whether they're any good or not.
I like them. They're nice.
Mm,
Nice clean models.
mm.
I played Flames of War first edition, maybe even got into second. I can't really remember. But I really never felt it. I played it for a few years, 5 years maybe.
They're
It
going
was
to bring back the World War One stuff. I believe they're going to reprint a lot of that.
Did they do the Vietnam one?
I haven't seen any Vietnam. I didn't know that they did that.
Oh yeah, they did. 3rd edition, they had Vietnam. Back when they introduced World War One.
Okay.
I think they did the Vietnam one first, and that was a thing
See,
for a while.
Vietnam gaming, it's all about like the soundtrack.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
You put on some like rock and roll.
Oh, it's all the time.
Battle group in 10 millimeter. You guys and your small scales.
No, you bring your helicopters in. You're like, it ain't me. It ain't me. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know.
That's the way we heckle punk bands in Sweden, actually. We shout, play faster and play Credence.
That's funny. When we used to play like electronic music, we always used to yell at each other, "Where's your drummer?"
Oh, yeah. That's kind of the same thing.
That used to be the joke. Everyone used to call it out, "Where's your drummer?"
But one of my plans with the new band is actually to rehearse like the first verse of Fortunate Son and play it with a blast beat.
Really?
Yeah, because if you want us to play Credence and play faster, let's play fast Credence.
So you're gonna surprise them when they.
Yes.
Nice.
Here you go. Let's see if that ever happens, but yeah, funny idea.
We used to swap instruments during band practice, but I couldn't play bass, so I just ran up behind. We had a bass player, and I would do backing vocals and synths, and then the other guy would do synths and like lead vocals. Just only one
Oh,
guitar in the band, basically. And we did have a real drummer for a little while, but he had a lot of family and work commitments. But that was awesome because it was like electronic music, but with a maple drum kit.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, it really gave it a physicality, you know. I mean, we weren't very good musicians. I think we were just using it as an excuse to get drunk.
Isn't that the idea?
At the time, yeah. Oh. You know, Ho Chi Minh like wanted to adopt a constitution similar to the US one, and he was like writing letters to the US government and stuff, and they were ignoring them. They were like not interested in dealing with him for ideological reasons. But he was like surprisingly pro-US before that stuff kicked off. You know, because of the American Revolution and so on.
I did not know that. I have a very bad grasp of Asian politics and happenings.
Oh, me too, but it will, like, as a kind of crusty wargamer of sorts, like, I reckon one day I'll do, like, a Khmer and Burmese, you know, high medieval or Mughal Indian or something like that, you know, like, one day.
Mhm,
One day.
mhm.
I tried to look into, like, Chinese history for it, and it's just too deep. You know,
Yeah, there's a lot
You gotta
going
pick-
on, right?
you got to pick a dynasty, basically. You got to pick a
I don't want to
dynasty
log in.
and run with it. And ideally, you pick something early, like the Shang, like Bronze Age or something, so you can do civil wars and stuff like that. Because otherwise, it just gets very complicated, a little above my pay grade. The most Far Eastern I would go in the meantime is like Ottomans, like Renaissance Ottomans or late medieval.
Should do Great Northern War Ottomans.
Good thing about Ottomans and like Middle East in general is like the equipment doesn't change that much and the uniforms don't change that much. You can go all the way up to like the 19th century and still have like bow and spear armed guys like in the army.
Mhm.
It's just they're like relegated more to a like horde kind of role. And every time you move an Ottoman unit, you have to say, "Yes, my Sultan, it is done. Your divine will, my Sultan."
John Longshore joins in. He says, finished watching Wonder Woman's World War I adventure. From a historical view, I call double bullshit. There you go, John Longshore. How you doing, John? Just doing a stream here live from the new studio, bedroom, painting area. Not much to show at the moment, but it's a start. Just brought my paints down today. Got a lot to organize and sort through and set up, but it's a start. Mongols for the win, says Percy Black. Block? Black? Block.
Yeah, I like the Ottomans. Cruel but beautiful. Cruel but beautiful, that army.
Cruel but
Yeah,
beautiful.
I found a fantastic Turkish drama on YouTube. I wish I could find it again. That was set in that period, and the whole power struggle between the Sultan and his brothers, and the young Sultan promising his younger brother, who's his best friend, look, I promise I won't kill you if I get the job. Just take to the hills.
Oh. Oh. Oh, by the
And
way,
the soup pot,
I'm
Janissary soup pot.
I'm using my new chair, by the way.
Is it good?
It's good. It's solid. My sister
Yeah.
wants one.
Yeah.
She sat in it yesterday
Yeah,
and
I
said,
want one.
"Oh, this is great for my back. I love this. Where can I get one?"
But Kyle deserves all the credit for that one because I haven't sent him any goblins yet.
Mm-hmm.
I told him this morning, I was like, I'll send you some goblins next month. He's busy being in love, so he doesn't give a damn about
Oh
anything.
no. Oh no. Is he? He isn't, is he? You better not. be.
No, it's early days, but I think he's happy. I think he's excited.
Poor bastard.
Got him on a good day.
Ah. Yeah, I'd like this chair a lot. It's a little smaller than the one I had before, but it's solid. It's got good tension on the back where it needs to be. Comfortable.
Yeah.
This will work great.
Amazon Basics, man.
Yeah,
Where's
that's what it is.
Where's that?
Ah.
Where's that?
It says Flames of War, Battlefront, Great War. Great War has made it back into production and will be showing up soon on shelves near you again. If you've been waiting to add the final bits to your collection or looking to wargame a new theater, check out the Great War range. So that's what's coming. Pre-orders coming soon.
As someone who doesn't know much or anything really about the First World War, is the Battlefront or war? What is it? Yeah, it's Battlefront, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it trench warfare, or is it skirmish based, or what is it?
It's just like Flames of War. It's your bases or squads and stuff like that. Your company level games. They have trenches and stuff like that. The battle reports I remember were all trench based. They got the tanks going in, rumbling. But I imagined you could play the early theater as well, where you got cavalry rushing across the battlefield with lances.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure you could do the
Not
whole
just
thing.
that, but mounted infantry.
Mounted infantry.
Yeah. With the Lewis gun. Gotta just run up to the front, set up the Lewis gun.
Yep.
Get up the horse and set up the Lewis gun.
Yeah. I almost got into it. It looked pretty fun. I was a big Flames of War fan, so.
I'm way more into World War One. It's just there's so much material that's easily available to play to the games that you stand up.
John says something here about chairs. He says, I still sit in a green desk chair that was given to me when I left the job in 1993. It's hard as a rock, fluorescent green, and they were so relieved to dump it on me, I'm telling you. Hard as a rock. Oh, wow. Fantastic, John. Fluorescent green chairs. Can't lose with that. Sounds like a lawn chair. They give you, John, a lawn chair?
Yeah, I have some chair that I pulled off the street one day.
Did you?
Like, that's my...
Somebody's lawn chair.
Well, it's like... It was just really 70s kind of looking leather thing. And I was like... I carried it home in my... This was like 2 houses ago. Years ago. I've had it since. It's not very comfortable. I keep meaning to replace it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Mustard gas
Covered in
rules.
Cushions.
I don't
Gas rules.
I don't know if they had
Yeah.
rules for that. I'm sure they did. I mean, you'd have to have something there for the poison gas attacks. I don't remember.
I think it'd be great to make like little bundles of sticks for like those trench fillers, you know, with like a bit of string around them.
Iron Man says he's sitting on a thinly padded stacking chair that was discarded by the library, so the price was right. Stacking chair. There you go. Talking about chairs today,
Well, if
folks.
if you're going to be on tomorrow, I'm going to get back in.
I'll be on. Ian will be on too.
Cool.
Or be in the chat anyway.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's taking an extra week off from going on his vacation again. So he's going to be home for an extra week.
Gaming it?
He's working on his newest project, was his 28mm bolt action desert theater. Gentleman's War or something it's called.
He loves North Africa.
Oh, he does.
Totally.
Yep. He's got me painting all this desert tanks.
He'll have you doing aircraft next.
Yeah. Hey, he's doing good.
Good. What do you got on the printer at the moment, Fred?
Believe it or not, but it is epic terrain
Nice.
for whatever it's called. Legio Imperalis. Can't remember. I never learned that. But yeah, the new 30k epic. So
I like the look of that game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks awesome, right?
I'm down with it. Like probably more than 40k, but I just don't want to. I probably won't get into it until I finish the 40k. So it'll probably be out of print by the time that happens.
You're gonna have your own printer.
Yeah, I just make my own. Well, it's like okay, they did me wrong on two fronts. No Xenos, but also no Xenos.
Yeah, but it's 30k. It's not supposed to be
Yeah,
about.
I know.
It's not the
I know,
galaxy.
but when you see all those grav tanks, like those Eldar grav tanks, like just line the table, full of guardians and aspect warriors.
You know, it went on pre-sale. Not this Saturday that was, but the Saturday before. And on that Sunday, I think the NDA lifted them. So the first thing I saw that morning was an Eldar list on Facebook,
Really?
like a proposed fan list. That let's play Eldar in 30k.
I mean, Tyranids in that scale are just awesome.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean?
best looking army.
Imperial Guard, the Tyranids in that scale is just like
Yeah.
even like I've never been huge on Space Orcs, but I love them in Epic.
Yeah, the Gargant.
Because you have the big battle wagon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. My first impressions is that yeah, they built a fairly okay like area control game, but they've added way too much like modifiers on troop types.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much like your 28 mil GW game with you have rend and you have murderous strikes and you have deflagrates and you have it makes your head spin after a while because there's so many things that happens if you roll a 1 or a 6 on a d6 when you try to hit something with a particular weapon. And yeah, I'm not keen on that, but
I mean, I really like exploding dice. I just question how valuable it is to include it at that, like to make the game super granular. Like I'd probably leave that for like super weapons and stuff like that.
yeah, it starts, what. Yeah, I'm gonna say plasma guns. It's probably not true, but it starts at that level. It's not gonna be your Legion bolters, but it's gonna be the next tier of weapons, and those rules start to pop up. And yeah, I'm not keen on that. And something we gotta remember is that it's just the base game now, which means that all the special units for the legions don't exist yet. And they always have like 2-3 weapons of their own, and it's gonna be weird in the end.
I wonder if one page will do a large scale set of rules.
They are already doing it.
Really?
If you watch their live Q&As, the past 5 or 6, there's always the question that can you talk about Epic a bit? And that's always me asking. So yeah, they're doing it. They hit the snafu with. They pretty much want to be able to take the rules and plug them straight into their database of unit types and their existing stuff already. Yeah. And it wasn't as easy as they would have thought. But last time it seemed like they've had fixed that and they are already well on their way to scout the models.
Well, if anyone can do an epic version, it's one page.
Yeah, it's going to be called Commander, I think. Which is pretty much that's what the scale is, right? Command and control.
They're doing an epic game?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the GW new epic, if that gets old real fast, I mean, we always have Fistful of Toes to go back to.
Okay.
That's what we use for World War II 6mm combined arms, and I mean the most popular thing to run with it is not sci-fi but World War III. So 80s Cold War, Cold War gone hot. So you have all the rules for even up to nukes, So it would lend itself well to sci-fi.
Tactical nukes, of course.
If I did that. Yeah.
Tactical, yeah.
It's 1/4 of the battlefield.
Yeah. The whole battlefield is gone.
Yep.
Even with a tactical nuke, you lose like a foot square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I have a good hopes for this game. It looks good. And there's already a lot of third-hand options when it comes to printing that look amazing, just amazing. So I'm already printing. I'm going back to my roots, doing Emperor's Children army. Now Slanesh, God of Pleasure, or pain and pleasure.
Yep, I'm with you on that.
And
I like Slanesh because he's the one that gets you the most subtly,
it's the really evil one, like for real, really evil one.
The really
other ones are
builds up over time.
I mean, the other chaos gods are really forces of nature only. and they are not sneaky or tricky or anything. They are just are, you know.
Well, Zinch is. Zinch is like,
But he
Yeah.
only that's just change, you know. That's the coming of the different. What's it called? Like spring and winter and what's that in English? Årstid
I
in
do
Swedish, but
I do like
the
Dawn for
seasons.
the
Yeah.
wanton destruction aspect, like just the wild, chaos for chaos's sake.
Yeah.
You know. What's funny? Oh, is your bread frozen?
Yeah, because you stuck it in the freezer.
You got to give it a few seconds.
No.
I only froze it because we always end up chucking out a quarter loaf that's like stale and it feels like a bit wasteful. So chuck it in the freezer.
This means that my quick lunch is no longer as quick. That's all.
It takes longer.
Yes, when I'm in the middle of writing a paper with a deadline of ASAP.
Ree bought me some Roman officers, the SPQR Heroes box. So we'll see how good that. We'll see how good that Warlord resin is. Wasn't too bad. It was like $40, but you get like.
I just almost had to do it. That's what she.
Oh, that's what she said. Yeah. You get Caesar and Pompey, and you also get Pullo and Varenus from the Rome series, which I really enjoyed, the HBO show. So maybe next month.
We
Maybe
need to
next
see
month.
John. We need to see John's green chair.
A Ptolemy? No, but Mark Antony is in that
Oh
box.
no, it's like a different generation. But
No, Mark Antony is like similar. Yeah. Because like Ptolemy was Cleopatra's brother. And Mark Antony ended up with Cleopatra, right? I'm just not that clear about like what an Egyptian army at that time would look like. I would assume it would look like a Seleucid army. But I could be wrong. There could be copycat legionaries. There could be Nubian archers. I don't know much about that period.
We could go to book 2 DBM. Actually, I don't know where mine is.
sorry, I'll shut up now.
Ptolemy, you've raised questions, really. That's the thing. You've raised questions and you didn't mean to. You got us thinking now.
I won't follow the
Xerxes? Xerxes is your favorite?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me this stuff? I could be painting. I could be putting together some Persians by now.
I have told you all of this stuff.
But you like the Frank Miller 300 Xerxes, where he's like, yeah.
Xerxes is also my favorite.
Yeah.
Gashly Crumb Tiny. Not that that's overly relevant.
What's that?
The Gashly Crumb Tiny's Epulgore.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, sorry.
Is that a gay thing?
Epulgore, no, it's a little goth thing. It's a little
Oh, it's a goth thing. Okay.
Victorian storybook on children's domain.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, that chair looks rock hard. It truly does.
What rock hard thing is John showing now?
Where did he post it?
In general chat.
Oh, I'll have to take a look.
That's Fritz's new studio.
Oh, it's Fritz.
Yep.
Congratulations, Fritz.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of work, a lot of time doing it, but
Yeah,
it's a start.
Wow.
It's a start.
Yeah, no, you can curried eggs that I made. Yeah.
I had a blackout yesterday.
Yeah, we had a blackout yesterday, and we were told that we weren't going to get power back until like
12:30.
12:30, but it only lasted like 40 minutes. Yeah.
I ordered pizza.
So we ordered pizza. We got pizza in the fridge.
There he is.
Exciting.
Boy, that's a solid green chair if ever there was one.
I have to go back and see this.
There you go, folks. Solid
The
green.
Royal Throne of Longshore.
1993, baby.
That chair will be left after a tactical nuke for sure.
I was 8 years
Indestructible.
old. I was 8 years old in 1993.
What do you know?
9. Yeah, I guess I would have been 9. I was a little nerd. I was such a little nerd.
Oh,
Have I seen the photo?
Nah. We don't tend to show baby photos on the stream. Unless they're ripped when he had his like bowl cut,
They're missing out.
ripped on the farm.
yeah. It's 20 years when they bought it. Back in the 70s, came with a Harvest Gold Ottoman. Harvest Gold. What happened to the Ottoman?
Put the kettle on.
No, I'll go outside. It's fine. You can have a cigarette. It's alright.
You should actually put the fire with
No, you just do what you want to do. Get a lunch break. Just relax. It's fine. We're not trying to figure out world peace here. I'll just step
Or are we?
outside. Yeah, it would be helpful. I agree.
Yep. Yep.
Died of Gallipoli. Along with all the others.
Oh, Ree has a photo of her great uncle, great grandfather, maybe, standing in front of the pyramids for that campaign.
Yeah.
I'll ask her if she's got it.
Her great uncle?
Hey, Ree, where that photo of her? Is it your great uncle or your great grandfather standing in front of the pyramids during World War One? It's online. Yes, I can see me. I'll show the folks. It's such a good photo. Really impressive. He's there in his colonial uniform with the pit helmet. A geezer in front of geezer. I showed my brother some of the plastic Romans. 42nd foot. I showed my brother some Romans and he was like, I don't remember the Marians using slings. I'm like, get out of my house.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not talking about that. I'm like, I can't afford new Midians right now, okay? Just back off. Right? Warlord are a very creative company. How dare you?
There. Slinger Aries.
I think they would have used Balearics. Like the Spanish dudes or Cretans, like the Greek dudes.
Mm-hmm. Little red
Like the
tunics.
Imperial Romans and the Republican.
The little red tunics.
Yeah. Or white. Or sea green, if you're me. Bright yellow.
I painted mine red. My Cretan archers. Cretan slingers.
Yeah.
Cretan archers I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
They had red tunics.
Pretty sure they turned like Crete and like Balearic Isles into like training centers as well after the conquest of Greece. Like they pretty much like put a barracks there and just training them up all the time. But yeah, I figured games of Hail Caesar would be pretty austere without like characters. see if I can try and get the Scorpion in the next couple of months, because that's only like $20, $30.
It's just one model.
It's resin and it's got like 2 crew. It's like all the cool additional units are really like in SPQR, which they're not supporting anymore. I don't think it was that much of a hit. Like, I don't think it was that great a game, to be honest.
No, it wasn't. Ugh. Not a fan.
I had the original rulebook like a couple of years back, and I was like, yeah. And then they updated it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not convinced.
What are you guys doing?
See how my seedlings are going. Coming through. Some spring onion coming through.
Good, 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 good. I gotta wait 3 months, 4 months before I could start planting. Gotta set up my garden.
That's all right. Like,
Yeah,
bit of a break after the move.
yeah, I'll do something.
But yeah, if you've got the room, definitely worth doing.
I got lots of room. Paint along with Fred today. He's the only one painting.
Yeah. First time I picked up the brushes in not in a week, but since last
Yeah, I
week.
haven't done anything for about a fortnight since I glued my head.
Yeah.
James glued his head.
My brother was like, "Oh, that haircut's really cool," and I was like, "How I got it isn't."
That could be a punk song. James glued his head. But from one thing to another, what's your plan with Stargrave? Fritz?
Yeah.
Stargrave. That's going to be one of the first games I'm going to get on the table. I want to do some one-page rules skirmish action with my sisters of battle. The Battle Sisters. But I also want to try this. I flipped through it, and the one thing I was hoping for is that it didn't use D20s, but it does use D20s. Okay, all right, I'll try it. But yeah, I'm pretty keen on trying that game. It looks really good. Beautiful books. So it's going to be one of the first games I play to inaugurate my game studio here.
Very nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll do a bat rep of sorts.
I've been really keen into getting into one of the, quote unquote grave games.
Yeah.
They seem cool.
I just posted a link to the photo that Ree sent me. So what's the backstory, Ree?
My great granddad.
Your great granddad.
He's the one that looks like he needs to pee, but I think he's just leaning on his stick.
Mm-hmm.
He was awarded the Military Cross, which is second only to the Victoria Cross. He also fought in the Boer War.
There you go.
So
Wow.
Amazing.
Veteran
photo.
of multiple wars. Where was the photo? I think I missed.
Egypt.
Link.
in the link, I think. Let me just double check that it worked.
Yeah. Posted it. I don't know if it.
I didn't check it.
Yeah.
It worked?
There they are with the young fellow. Camp follower. That's great. What a great photo.
Oh, there it is.
You got
the
it on?
YouTubes. There you go. Let's check it out. Yeah,
And-
that's a cool photo.
Edward James McNabb.
Mhm.
Lives from the First World War.
So he's the one on the far left.
He looks the part.
It's
That's
a very,
great.
it's a very Aziz light picture.
Mm.
If anyone gets that reference.
What did
Fifth
you say?
Element. Aziz light.
Aussie's light. Okay.
Yeah, Aziz is a name, Arab name, and it's from the Fifth Element.
Okay.
Big Bada Boom, Bruce Willis movie.
The young chap with the tarbouche.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty great.
Very cool picture.
Yeah, Ree's father is really into genealogy. And,
Although he's not into this side because this is my mum's side.
yeah, that's Ree's mother's side. My grandma did the same thing. She got as far back as about 1300, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm descended from Pep.
Everyone's descended from Pep in the Short.
John
That's like
says,
someone
fantastic
from-
photo. You're so lucky.
Yeah, it is lucky that you can review that piece of history, and lots of atmosphere in that picture.
One of his sons died in Canada,
Mhm.
training in the Air Force in World War II. I don't know why the Australians were training in Canada, but they were.
Mhm. Well, you know what? Us colonials, we're good troops.
Bad flyers, apparently.
Bad flyers. Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
He was a redhead.
Mhm. Yeah, my great
What is this?
granduncle Alex was in the Australian Light Lancers in the Boer War.
Mhm.
He was very famous for his auburn red hair,
Yeah.
and he grew it like uncharacteristically long for the period.
Not what he was in.
Oh, he let it grow out. I saw a photo of him. He looked like a cavalier, but in like 19th century gear. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I used to love hearing about him. Orion on the Ryan side. Yeah, Stargrave. I've got it, and I've got like the first supplement, Quarantine 37, which I think is more than enough to play like what I would do with it. I mean, I've also got 5 Parsecs from home, which is very similar.
You got this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the one I have.
Looks like it's full of scenarios and stuff. Some new rules.
I
So
think
I-
there's solo rules in there.
Yeah, I saw. So this is what I got. Byron sent them to me.
Can you take that off my head, please?
I've been pestering him about it for at least a year. He sent them along from Amazon, and that's all I got at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna try it out. I'm pretty excited to do it too.
Looking forward to it. I managed to get hold of it's not that hard to get a hold of, but I managed to remember to check for like resources to play 5 parsecs in Tabletop Simulator.
Mhm.
And there were some, so I'm gonna try to set up a campaign,
Cool.
play through it one of these days.
It's the postman.
Wow.
That'll be my medication. Is it a big meds box? It's the big one?
No, it's small.
I mean, there must be a second one coming.
Yeah, well, no, there'd be two.
Yeah. Do my unboxing.
I wonder if it's the Cosmo.
If it's the Cosmo, I'm gonna like fall off the screen because that stuff is strong.
Is it as strong as Gorilla Glue? That's the question.
Pardon?
Is it as strong as Gorilla Glue?
Yeah.
It's stronger than Gorilla Glue. I'll end up cutting my hair again.
I'm gobbling green on the basis.
Well, that's the old
That's
one.
the old one. There's no one.
Yeah.
It's on too.
Just think, Fred, apply the right amount of pressure and your government too.
One of these days. One of these days.
Legal over there.
No.
Oh, Jesus, what are you going to do?
Where's the place that you go, like Christiania?
Oh,
In
Christiania,
Denmark?
Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark, yes. We
In here.
don't talk about that on stream, but yes.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that married a Dane. She's now divorced a Dane, but she's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She's an archaeologist.
She is.
She's a cool lady. I like that girl. I'm surprised you don't talk to her anymore. Probably because I flirt with her every time.
I'm sending her a letter.
Okay, good. Good. Tell her I'm sorry for always being in a towel whenever you're talking to me. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know about the good.
Wow.
Just wanted to know about the good.
You're not a university.
Yeah, I'm not a silverhead university lecturer. That's the thing. She likes silverhead men. And men that don't like glue their heads to the table. I called her a breatharian. She's got all these weird dietary restrictions, and I was like, "Oh, that's right, you're a breatharian." Forgot about that. Can you open this? It's childproof.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go. I can't right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you smoke it. Holy hell. That stuff does not agree with you. That was like the worst 24 hours of my life.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
God, this is really tough for it.
Yeah. Even children of your age group can't get it open. How tough do they make it? It's like
Walking the
little boys
edge.
never
Walking
can
the
make it.
edge.
Maybe a little bit glazed.
Oh, that's terrible. I would never let her see it.
The other one.
Yeah. Come back though. Bloody expensive, but does the job.
See you, John. John's going to take off now.
Bye, John.
I'll probably be
Bye,
in
John.
tomorrow.
Bye, John.
Keep your eyes
Give it
peeled.
Well, I don't think you guys can see these, but the horses are actually really, really good. Where's the camera? Up there.
Yeah, you're going to give it mine.
Probably really weird, but yeah, the horses actually look like horses.
Yeah, they do.
Really like them.
Those figures love dry brushing and they love inks. Surprisingly.
Look at that.
They do look like horses. I need to deal with my lights. This one is flickering as well. Everything flickering. Yeah.
This is a 2 mil skeptic, like 99% of the global population.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think these are nice.
Yeah, it's one of the best 2 mil ranges that they do. That and their pike and shot. Their pike and shot is very good.
I will probably print my 2 mil pike and shot, or Great Nordic War stuff.
You said these were
Yeah,
regular
we should
miniatures?
be-
Yes, these are irregular.
So you didn't print them? Okay.
Nope, these are not printed. Printed is way better quality than this. These
It's
are
freaky, the 2 mil printed on.
Yeah, you're in for a world of discovery when you get your stuff set up. It's
Say you got an STL that was 28 mil, it was designed with 28 mil in mind. How far
Yeah.
could you scale down before it starts to distort the detail and doesn't look right?
indefinitely.
Yeah.
You can all. I mean, that's playing devil's advocate, I guess. You can always scale it either direction as much as you want. The question is, will it print well? And the more exaggerated a miniature is, the better it prints at a smaller scale.
Huh.
Which means that heroic stuff prints well.
Interesting.
For sure, down to 15 mil. That's
Big
usually
hands.
no problems. Yeah, big hands, big heads.
Big hands, big heads. That's
Yeah.
what I like.
Weapons is the problem.
When they're holding the steel like that and the knuckle is like that.
But there is a problem that you probably will face if you start downscaling stuff, or even some ranges. If you buy, say you want to do a 15 mil DBX army again, and you buy like a super nice range of, let's say, sea people, because that's what I did, and they are really super nice. There's so much detail on them that they are kind of hard to paint in 15 mil. Because all the detail, it carries over when you print them, and you will never find a metal miniature or even a plastic one with that amount of detail.
Wow.
So you kind of have to make judgment calls when you paint them. That will I paint this 15 mil miniatures rings? Is it worth
was the
the
most-
time to do that?
That was the most Scandinavian thing you've ever said. Judgment calls. That was so cute. That was so cute.
Probably is, yeah.
Are you judging me? How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
We're the International Brigade, man. Get Scania on here, and then you have the Regiment Irlandesa.
I think I am really Scandinavian, actually. Keep to myself and, not antisocial, but,
Reserved.
yeah, reserved. Well, I think Swedes, we are, I don't know. Yeah, reserved is probably the right word. And then we're really hospitable and stuff like that. Care for each other and care for others, and it's changing, of course, but that's the way it used to be, at least. Oh man, nah, I'm gonna quit painting for today. Enough is enough. I wasn't
So
even
do you just
supposed
like
to.
you just block paint Shakos on? Like
No, I've actually dabbed them on one at a
Mhm.
time. Yeah, sadly enough, you can't really see. You might be able to see on the red ones, but I think the camera is it's too poor of a resolution on it.
do you leave like a little grey stripe for the trousers or you not bother?
Yeah, I painted them on. I'm gonna turn the. You probably see some white
Yeah.
at the bottom. And yeah, we were talking about it before you stepped into the chat.
Mhm.
That you can actually contrast paint these, of course.
Mm.
Just white and then dip them in contrast, more or less. But I
Mhm.
decided to go the other way and prime them red and blue, and then go in afterwards. Because you know the contrast will dribble everywhere anyway, so you're not gonna have white pants left.
Yeah, I think I'm arriving at a kind of hybrid way of doing things, the contrast paint, like not using them for everything.
Yeah. But I don't really like the effect. I mean, it's going to be fine. You know, the 1 yard rule and everything, 3 foot rule. It's going to look fine. But I'm thinking that I should probably block paint the pants area, as it were, on the blocks white, and then go in with a whatever that speed paint is called. This one,
Gray.
the holy white. Holy white.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
really good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
'Cause that's not easy to do.
It's
I
not.
mean, I have
and
a Citadel. I have a Citadel one that's all right, but it's kind of really more like a blue-gray.
Yeah, and this is like off-white, pretty much.
Mhm.
I think this is awesome. I did my the kilts, or all the white cloth on my sea peoples in this. Yeah, white is
Well,
impossible to paint, right? But this was really good.
Your sea people look awesome.
Yeah, they're
And like
speed
I-
painted, like 15 minutes per model, but you know, speed paints. And
Well,
and
like
the
I
right.
said earlier, when we were first talking, like, I mean, you basically painted them like a fantasy barbarian army, really,
Yep.
and that works really well, like really well. It just makes them pop. Because it's not like we really know what colors they were wearing anyway.
Look at my forest of hills.
That's your hill army.
That's my hill army.
Just 2 googly eyes on each hill. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And for the leader, put a 3rd in the middle, and that's a mage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, a small part.
I was trying to explain horses of things to Shadow, and I sent him someone who'd done a toy spider army with like a Spider-Man as a god.
Mm.
We were using a Spider-Man figurine that they'd painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did big battle hot. So I think they used 4 commands on each side. So what is that? Like 96 points. Hot.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
the New Zealander guy, right?
Yeah.
Who has that blog? Yeah.
So how did Shadow take it? Is he interested?
He'd
enjoy that.
I think the thing is, like, Shadow is so, like, acquainted with different rule systems that he could pretty much just make up a war game, like, on the fly. You know what I mean? Like, he's pretty masterful kind of DM in a way, like, in that respect, but I don't know if it's easy to really get people excited about element-based games. I think people see the multi-basing and they kind of check out a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he admired the concept. Like, I think he liked the DIY-ness of it, because he's very much go to the dollar store, buy a bunch of cheap toys, and then turn them into something amazing, right? So, I think that part was up his alley, but I think he's kind of probably thinks, oh, I'm already doing that anyway, you know. Like,
Yeah.
but for me, hot is great because it's like if I base everything in the ballpark for it, like I can play it, but I can play other things. Like you said, like use your own basing conventions, especially if you're a solo gamer and you're not playing tournaments. Like, you know,
Look at that printer go.
Well, I need to get googly eyes, right? I had to get googly eyes. I think I only have small ones.
so do any cubic do curing stations?
Mm-hmm. They do.
Do you think they'd be a bit cheaper than the Elegoo one? Because I figure it doesn't matter what curing station you use, right?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I think they're cheaper.
Okay. All right. Keep it in mind when I put my rent up. Finally.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it the old-fashioned way with a toothbrush and IPA and put it out in the sun for you know, a sunny afternoon is enough. Or even get one of those small torches. Should be fine.
Chris Long, who is a fellow who I haven't heard from him in a while, but he is like full of great advice. He was like kind of double dunking them, like he'd dip them in the IPA, give them a good swish, and then dip them in soapy water and give them a good swish, and then kind of repeat the process, and then cure them in the like under the windowsill, and try and keep a bit of flexibility in the resin. Like he wasn't leaving them out for long periods of time, like just, you know, half a day kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, or you get a little torch. I think I saw the last one. I'm gonna buy it because I don't have it, and it was.
He was doing cool stuff.
$.
He was like mixing. He was like mixing resin as well, like of different grades, which was interesting. I don't know how.
You do that to save money. It's like, I don't just you know, it's a minute of 10 cents to print it, and you want to get it cheaper. Then I don't know. You should probably get a better job. His son
basically like kicked off a really like successful business with it, and he helps him with that. We had him in here a couple of times, and Chris was asking him heaps of questions, and I was just listening, like ear to the ground, like trying to retain everything. This is when like the whole printing thing was like just an idea, but like it seems that, you know, if you have your stages laid out, like you've got your tubs on their own table with a, you know, tablecloth, so pick up any spillages.
Yeah.
And you just, you know, you maybe got like one of IPA and one of soapy water and one of pure water, perhaps.
Yep.
And you just run them through that twice, give them a good shake through it, and set them down to dry.
Yeah, the reason I really got the washing cure station really fast is because, you know, I print out in my barn, and it's about freezing. And it got really old really fast.
Guys are in...
Stand out there and scrub this, you know, these models in, you know, almost freezing temps.
You guys are in weirder conditions. Like even Fritz is a little bit more like temperature variant.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still get one myself because, like, there's not enough light in my garage, really. So, yeah.
It was worth every penny. Like 100%.
I mean, Fritz has a little one. He has a little one that's just like the light, and it's like a chamber. It can hold something to about the size of, say, a middle-sized monster, or a small piece of terrain. You know, it's not huge. It's kind of an older one, but I think that'll do for now. But like, especially with the proper tubs, you know, with the washing stuff, and you can reuse that IPA a couple of times, right? Like it's
Oh,
not like you
yeah.
have to chuck it out every
No,
time.
no. You use it quite a lot. I don't know.
Main
It's
thing
hard to
would be to
say
just
how many miniatures, but you can use it, for weeks on end, more or less.
yeah. Main thing would be to just take it like keep it apart from like electrical outlets because it does contain a small amount of water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, keep it away from all your electronics. And I mean, that's
I mean, it's not super healthy to deal with it either, but I don't know. It's not going to be an issue. I mean, if you start working with it and you're breathing it in 4 or 5 hours a day, then you're going to have a problem. But
we sort of went out with an air purifier, like a separate one, just a small one. And the main printer has an air purifier in it as well. So I don't know if it's going to be that much. I wouldn't sleep near it, that's for sure. I wouldn't go to bed with it running. And I'd probably still open a window. But I think that should be all right.
we don't know yet. That's the thing. We're just now starting to see stuff with super glue, for example. That people are actually getting quite bad stuff.
We can say the same thing about we can say the same thing about MDMA, and like it's like all the Gen Xers are now becoming world leaders. Let's see how they do. Let's see how many giant holes they put in their brain without realizing.
Well,
now that the boomers are kind of retiring and passing on and all that sort of thing, it's like let's do that test. I'll be the test generation for printer resin and, in my case, like soldering materials. Like I was just around it all day. I'm used to UV curing lights and resin glues and stuff like that from my old work. So like I just naturally, like when I do it, I like build in all those precautions without even thinking. I'm really careful with different materials because I've had so many irritations from them over the years. I once zapped my eye with a curing laser, like a UV curing laser. Someone like accidentally triggered it, and I wasn't wearing my glasses, and like my eye crossed it over for like 2 days.
Oh man!
Yeah, and my boss didn't give a damn at all. Like she was just like,
She wear your glasses.
did not give a stuff.
Yeah.
But I think she was kind of doing 8 people. I think she was doing 8. I think she was doing like 8 people's job. So like she was like, I don't understand why you can't do 4 people's job. You know what I mean?
No one sleeps when the king is up.
Yeah. So I have some empathy for her in that respect. But a lot of managers don't like managing.
Yeah, on the health subject of printers, I mean, it's one of those things that, we'll see what happens in 10 years' time. We are the test generation now for printing at home with UV resin, and we'll see. It's so easy to have an enclosure to put your printer in and to lead a hose out of a window or whatever, whatever setup you have at home. But for me, it's not really worth taking the chance, I mean, I'm 6 years old.
Especially in your condition, because you've got respiratory issues.
That as well.
Yeah, like that's definitely something to consider. I mean, personally, I would just leave it running in the garage with a filter on, like an external filter, and open the window before going in there at work.
There you go, Percy. That's completely true.
Yeah, like I just wouldn't be situated around it while it's running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. It's not to just be sitting
for sure. You're gonna have
like right next to it with it running. Like obviously, that's gonna create
The
irritation.
thing is that you're gonna have micro vapor in the room, micro droplets everywhere, and you're gonna inhale them. And, it's you're
But you know
probably
what?
not gonna get cancer next year, but who knows?
Yeah, of course. But I can't work without wiping my table down. You know what I mean? Before I start, like I clean my area before I start any new thing because it solves a lot of hassle. Like it actually takes a lot of drama out of the whole process. I'm not searching for things. I'm not, freaking out going, oh my God, where did I put that medium? I've got like 5 minutes, you know.
But there's one thing
So-
with printing that you don't get yet, and you're gonna get it when you get the printer. It's gonna run 24/7. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was Holy Diver said the other day on Shadow's show, like, it was like, I can't buy a printer, and it's not because I don't have the room, it's not because I don't have the money, it's just no one would ever see me again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just be in a pile of, like, armies, like, it's like, my life would just be functionally over, like, I'm like, yeah, I want that for me.
Yes. Don't we all? I mean, that's the dream, right?
I think it's a good idea. I probably won't really be looking at it for like another 6 to 12 months because, like, all the doings, it's like $1,000. You know what I mean? It's not like you put it all together. It's a fair investment to start with. But I mean, once you've printed the equivalent of like 5 starter sets, it's paid for itself, right?
Yep.
Once you've printed a few hundred minis, it's like, well, that's kind of done its job, like, already. So,
Sounds about right here. Perfect.
pardon?
Perfect. It's writing in the chat.
Oh, I can't see the
He
chat.
says cheap Warhammer armies, but no grandkids. That's the trade-off.
Your kids will be sterile from obsessive 3D print. Yeah. Might be a thing.
Anyway, Fritz, you're pretty house proud, so like I think you're reasonably tidy for a bachelor. I think you'll manage the ventilation and the cleaning stuff okay.
I'll have no problem. I'll be
Pardon?
a good guinea pig.
Yeah.
I'll let you
think
know.
you'll take just make sure you take a few precautions, and
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's the main thing.
Oh yeah.
Just don't like have it running while you're asleep and be like sleeping next to it. That would be a nightmare scenario over for you then.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I grow a third arm or something. Don't worry.
No, more likely it would manifest as like irritation of the eyes, the lungs, the skin on your hands and stuff. You'll notice it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to talk out of turn here, but there are YouTubers that always have such noses, and they are printing all the time, and in their office and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, but that might be a thing,
I mean, resin costs money. It's not like Fritz is going to be printing all the time. Like, it does still add up. It's just a fair bit cheaper than the quote unquote real thing, whatever that means. But I mean, I wouldn't be running it all the time just to keep my power bill up, to be honest. It's the kind of thing that honestly, like, I would set it up in the morning or the afternoon and come back to it and then just like clean up the dudes and see how it went. See if there are any problems. I could do it once a day and not even because they like Fritz has a really freaking big build plate, right? Like I got him the broadest one that we could afford, right? So he can still do like 100 minis a day if he wants. 50 minis a day, they're bigger. So
The big thing with a big build plate is that you can actually do like resting terrain, and that's gonna be big. That it's a game changer to be able to do that.
it's not as tall. It's not like the tallest one they do, but it has a lot of surface area. Because the one that has both, it was like you could do either or you could do both, and the one that was both was like really expensive. So I was just like, you're gonna need surface area for ranked. But I've tried my hardest to remember everything that has been said about printing. Nerd is another one who, like, she's like from another planet, man. Like, she has powers. She's got printing power, FTL powers. Big respect
Scott
on
are
the
awesome.
So there are heaps of people you can talk to as well. But every time they speak, I'm like, listen. So exciting time. I hate to say it, but even though there are some really good mini manufacturers out there, like I think printing is like starting to overtake it in the choice stakes as well. Like if you compare it to just what is easily available as a plastic kit on say Amazon or eBay, like something you can easily buy, right? It's already being overtaken in terms of the number of options you have. Like, it's like more used to be just kind of like Warlord, Victrix, maybe Gripping Beast, a couple of others, North Star maybe. It's like if you didn't want to do GW and you wanted to do like that scale, like proper 28mm scale, you have to go metal a lot of the time if you want something really unusual.
Print along, eh?
Pardon?
This is now a print along with Brits and France.
Oh, you saw that, did you?
Yeah. Well, that works too. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how it all goes. I'm going to try and learn as much as I can from you guys. I really appreciate being able to like listen in, pick things up. That's the thing. It's like people talk about this wargamer archetype of like grumpy, button counting grognards who are like really judgmental. It's like every person I've spoken to has had helpful advice. Every single person has like been totally forthcoming with how to do things.
What do
You
you?
sound like you're under a blanket.
What do you? What are you printing?
I am printing reels for the new Epic game. So I guess 8mm.
Oh,
But this one,
okay.
For those who don't speak blanket, he's printing epic terrain
Epic
in
terrain,
exaggerated 6 or 8mm.
We go. I forget that people actually.
I'm very fluent in blanket. I'm very fluent in blanket. I speak delay personally at home. That's my language is the second delay interruption.
I'm getting a cold.
That's what it is.
That might be it.
I'm getting very stereotypical hot but rainy summer weather,
There, for
There we
scale.
go.
jungle weather.
There we go.
He's doing a little dance.
Cool.
There you go.
I blocked the vent intake for the fan. That'd be a bad idea, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a rabbit hole. That's the only thing. To touch on that there is so much options out there. Yeah, that is really true when it comes to let's say the popular ranges, or if we go into grim dark future sci-fi, 40K, your DW.
Yeah, if you want to play 40K, there's more on the table now than what Games Workshop offers. Like more options per troop type than what Games Workshop does. Even maybe not Space Marines, because Space Marines are kind of like their, people are like,
There's
"Why are
no
you playing
comparison.
40K?" I'm like, Space Marines because it's easy. Because it's easy and straightforward.
I'll say something like, I don't know, quote unquote Imperial Guard. Human sci-fi troopers. There's no comparison. You have hundreds and hundreds of sculptors doing stuff like that.
And the most fun Imperial Guard, it's like maybe half the army has a unifying look, but then you've got detachments of other regiments. Maybe you still keep a little bit of a sympathetic color scheme, but you might chuck some Talons in there, some Mordians.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I mean, my brother wanted to play Imperial Guard, but he's just decided that he hates Games Workshop and only wants to do historicals now. He's like very firm on it. I was like, why are you so dirty on them? He's like, the price, the changing the rules, and he's like, and the final nail in the coffin. I'm like, what's that? He's like, they murdered the old world. He like looked at the ground, like it was like they killed the old world. Unforgivable. I'm like, it's coming back. He's like, it's not the same.
Yeah, what is it? I saw Discourse miniatures.
It's like I was like getting a bit like Freudian. Like I was like, this is more about your childhood, isn't it? Really, like. I was like, he's like, this is what they took from us. And then I said to him, you'll come back. The minis are too nice. It's like, and the lore is like stupid, but it's fun. Like, people are like, oh, the lore is so cool and deep. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just fun and silly. I have a more rogue trader view of the Warhammer universe.
I have both. I love the maybe not so much, or well, I do enjoy the fun part of it, which is I guess more.
I like the modern sculpts. I like the modern sculpts a lot. Like I'm okay with the Marines with all the tactical kind of hunting gear and stuff. Like I'm okay with I like all that stuff. It's great. It's just a different interpretation. Like it's fantastic, really. But I can't really keep track of that company. I was like, you'll cycle back. I was like, a day will come. I'll get around to painting all those dudes, and they'll be there, and you'll be like, all right, let's give it a go. It's like McDonald's, the shiny wrapping and like strong kind of flavors. Like, maybe you only have it once a year, but it'll get you.
I heard that there were 800 official novels for 40K.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I have no doubt that like some of them, like a small number of them, might even qualify as kind of sci-fi literature, but I think a lot of them are just like penny dreadfuls. Like very pulpy.
Yeah, I read the one not too long ago, like half a year ago, called Slaughter. That's a pro tip from me. You should read it, guys, if you can find it. I found it as a PDF online, actually.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know what
What's really
Warhammer novels people recommend, because I would read some. I hear that some are very good, but I hear that a lot are just like,
It was
you know.
it was fun. It was different, and it's not set in 40k. It's somewhere. It actually felt like after the heresy, somewhere like nondescript. 36
I would
millennium
I
or
would even
something.
read I would even read a Sigma novel, like, because I've been trying to understand that setting for like months now. I've been trying to figure out what it is, like, because it's not very well communicated how that world works and where it came from and who the different factions are and that sort of thing. It's a little bit mysterious to me. It's really, I just want to know. I don't want to play the game, but I like the minis, but I have no interest in the game. But yeah, like, it's one of the most. It's like almost too high fantasy. I'm like, I actually kind of prefer the Glorantha style setting of Warcry. It's got that Rune Quest kind of vibe about it. Like, it's very low tech for the most part, and it's very like different barbarian war bands. I quite like that, the look of that game. But again, they made it super confusing to buy and get into. It's like, at least with Kill Team, it's like easy to figure out. Okay, this is the starter box, and these are mission boxes, and these are teams. With like all their Sigmar-based stuff, it's a bit broader than that. You can use Hero Quest figures, you can use, Warhammer Quest figures. You can use stuff from their board game, their Blackstone Fortress thing, the actual Warhammer Quest game, and Underworlds and stuff like that. So I don't really think I'll ever collect that stuff, because it's just too broad and it's not cheap. But I'm at least trying to understand what they did to the old world. I have a broad picture of like what happened to everything. It seems like the old world literally blew up and everybody kind of went to their own portion of the warp and kind of established enclaves there, and like all the elves appear to have evolved into kind of fae as a means of surviving. Like proper fae.
Yeah, I gotta say, I wouldn't know. I gotta say that I haven't read up on it. I guess I'm not interested at all. I think they of course they killed the old world thing going down. That's on off.
Yeah.
That's tough. But I don't know. They're bringing back the old world, pretty much doing the same version of it, and releasing the game that they killed because the sales were too bad. So I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm a bit both disappointed and worried, I guess.
It's quite reasonable to just play like third or fourth or sixth, or fifth, like, or ninth age. Ninth age is just like, it's there. It's all there, Kings of War is my personal jam, because I like their creatures, and I like it's a little bit more high fantasy than Warhammer, which is really kind of like a mixture, but I like it. I love the halflings, especially. I especially love the halfling army. They're just my favorite.
Did I ever show you guys my duck army?
Yeah.
The adventurer ducks.
You get an army of mallards?
yet. Like anthropomorphized, Donald Duck style adventurers and plague doctors and barbarians. Or there's 24. Right?
I'm okay with a little bit. I'm okay with a little bit of whimsy. I don't mind those whimsical things. Like, I don't even mind the teddy bear armies. But the best way to do whimsy is when you can play it with your other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, get some use out of it. Do a bizarro version of your game. Weird World War II.
The Mallets are from, I think they are from RuneQuest or Gloranta or something like that. Quick would probably not step away from the but they are old schooly fantasy. High fantasy.
That setting, as much as I know it, I'm not like super intimate with it. I have like the one RuneQuest novel that was written by the dude who came up with the setting, and I still haven't read it. And I've got like the starter set for the RPG, and that's it. But from what I know of it, it's like really bronze and almost kind of like Neolithic, kind of cultures. The elves are like carnivorous plant men.
Right.
The dwarves are like super xenophobic, and they have like the secret of iron. And orcs are kind of replaced by trolls. There's like bison men, scorpion men, that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. And magic is so prevalent that like, an ordinary person making a big pot of soup would do a spell for that, It's crazy. It's really different. It's just I like people who come up with really different takes on things. It's like even that game Conquest. Like, I have no interest in getting into that game. Like, I've watched it played, and it seems fairly sort of static, and it's very much like you bring on your reserves kind of mechanic. It's lots of cards. The figures just don't feel usable with other stuff, so I'm just not that interested. But the setting of that is really cool, and they're like elf faction is like they're like elf tyrannies, they're like weird kind of flesh constructs and bone constructs, and like they don't have magic, they have technology, and it's all about converting biomass into like different drones, and quite odd. They're like an alien species. It's like, something like that. It's like a different take. It's not just Tolkien, which is fantastic, but everybody copies it, like. And the old world, like, borrowed so much from different fantasy things, but it really had its own look, It really had its own look and feel. Like the artwork in 4th edition is just awesome. That was kind of when I started with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Around that period. I mean, I don't even think I really understood the game or like really what I was doing at that age, but I just go through it all the time and paint with the minis and stuff like that. We weren't really playing Warhammer or 40k. We were just kind of doing some kind of like 10-year-old's interpretation of the rules, but it was still lots of fun. Even when they put like Mordheim in White Dwarf and stuff like that, like they used to be so generous with their games and add-ons and stuff like that. The jousting game, the bar brawl game. That was a great time to be into that sort of thing.
It was the golden age, but I do think that we have a golden age today when it comes to wargaming tabletop.
Well, that's the truth of it.
Board game.
That's the truth of it. And if you're being
Yeah.
super objective, it's really more about taking those bright colors and bringing them into the newer content.
Yeah.
And like the lore and the artwork. It's not like the rules weren't so amazing and the minis weren't so amazing. You know, we have way more. It's really more just taking a little bit of that aesthetic and that feel and bringing it with you.
Yeah. And that's when you paint fantasy to people, right?
Damn right. Darn tootin'.
And I can't find the book
Sorry?
I can't find the novel. The novel.
Oh, okay. It'll turn up. I'm sure you'll find it. Like, you probably won't be looking for it and it'll show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm most envious of with Fritz having just moved. It's like, everything's in its place. Fresh start,
Yeah,
fresh layout. It's a good feeling.
I got a lot of sorting to do.
Yeah, there is
A
that.
lot of sorting, but that'll be fun. That's the fun part.
Hmm.
I won't be able to find anything. Oh, I got that set of rolls. Wait a minute, let me look. Takes me half an hour to find it.
Yeah, that part might take a while. But you can kind of reorganize everything exactly the way you want it.
Yeah, it's tough though.
Just do a box at a time, you know? Don't do what Ree does and like open everything and then lay it out. I'm like, oh my god, that is the most female way of approaching this problem. Like, no, just smash out a box at a time. No thinking required. Yeah, I've definitely resolved not to start anything new until I have a printer. That's my one rule at the moment. There'll be no new armies. I'll just be working on and finishing what I have, and then I'll get one when I clear out enough space to situate one properly. And I wouldn't mind an FTM one at some point, but we'll see. It's like just for the sturdy terrain and, you know, printing out tank bodies and bases and stuff like that. You know, very handy.
Yeah, base is the main.
Anything that's not a proper mini, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are building up on the plate, slowly.
They
To
are.
the season, one layer at a time.
How long will that take you?
And that's deep. That's deep. They are 83% down. They look kind of. My cord is long. I think I might have to do these in wrestling. I don't know. Remaining 1 hour 10 minutes in printing, 6 hours sharp. So 7 hours 10
Wow.
minutes. A doctor or by something, I can't remember, that got a series called Gothic Block. Pretty much terrain that is, it's made in block. one by one, one by
So like
so it's like stackable.
Administratum and Munitorum kind of cathedral type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the ruin pack. Me and a body are going. The other Andrea, someone we're going into 30K. He actually bought a couple of sets of terrain already that are, the built up or non-destroyed. But there is actually rules in 30K for destroying the building, making room your big titans. So yeah, we need ruins.
Yeah, everything should be like Warcraft. Like buildings should have hit points.
Yep. They kind of do.
That's my opinion.
But yeah, the FPLs are amazing for it.
You can use. There's a lot of BattleTech stuff as well that, it's a different look, but it would work quite well. Same scale. That's another reason to get printing is like finally I'll get aircraft, support weapons, infantry, and tanks with BattleTech, and trucks with big Soviet-style missiles on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting into 2 mil Victorian sci-fi game. Steampunk. I saw the guy that sells that stuff. I saw his latest working project now, or working progress.
Anything
it was like an air balloon with a guy with a gun. So let's make an armored gondola for it. Yeah.
But anything that's got that kind of dystopian wars, like Basum kind of feel to it, I'm there. I'm like 100% there. That's really awesome stuff. VSS is just where it's at. Big respect to General Tremorden Red Herring, if you're out there, somewhere on the waves. I don't know what became of the good general, but his website is archived. It's in the Wayback Machine.
First, type in the chat again. I don't know Warhammer lore, but I've heard other highly of Black Library. And yeah, you should, if you like dirty, spam, gothic, awful, everything rains, then you should read the novels of Felix Gottfried. You should base war player, bard sidekick. That's right.
What a great team.
Get him killed. That's pretty much the premise of the
iconic
novel.
Iconic pair.
It's so good. I love it, and they are so corny, and they're written, late 80s or something.
The thing that I like is that
it's so good.
Being kind of mercenary types, like the way that they're differently kind of armed and attired, like particularly Felix, like with just his mail shirt. I'm like, it's very in keeping with like him kind of moving between the ranks with his sword and, flitting about, doing a bit of swashbuckling. And Gotrek, well, he's just a slayer. He slays. That's what he does.
Try to get kills, but yeah, it's very hard. If you're good enough, play.
I mean, there are plenty of ways of doing that old world thing. Definitely plenty of ways of doing that don't require you to spend lots of money on GW stuff.
Yeah, we got both. you ever need. I did find the novella, by the way. Met yeah, you should read it. It's 130 pages. It's a nice evening read. I think it's cool and dark.
Dark.
It's actually 3:45 here. I should, the old wife be disappointed otherwise. I gotta shovel snow. Lovely evening.
Yeah,
Catch you guys tomorrow.
it was
Hopefully.
good. I'll try and be on tomorrow. Keep your eyes
Yep.
peeled. Okay?
Sure. Good luck.
All
No
right.
worries, Fred.
And that's Fred's
And
Factorium.
you just let me know when you want to pop out, Chris. Stretch your legs. Do your chicken walk around the house.
What time is it? Almost 10. I'll probably get something to eat and then go to bed. And hopefully it'll be a nice warm day tomorrow. Warmer day. Not so cold. Yeah.
It's like boiling here.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'd swap you any day of the week.
You would. And I would too. No
Way too
problem.
hot here in summer.
I like consistent weather. I like consistent weather. I don't like this,
Yeah.
you know, it's 3 months of this and then 3 months of that. I just hate that. I hate that.
We
That's why-
get at the moment we get like heat wave, cold snap, heat wave, cold snap, heat wave, cold snap. Like it just keeps happening. So like, yep, that's weather in Australia.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's not bad.
Wild.
That's not
Wild.
bad at
Good
all.
rattle can weather at least.
Yeah.
Got some romaines that I put together earlier in the week. I shall paint up probably tomorrow
Good, good.
for fun and entertainment.
What's your sleeping schedule like?
Better. I tend to go to bed really early again, so 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. I'm up early, so you just do what you normally do. What time is it there now?
It's 9:45, 9:45 p.m.
Okay. And here it's 1:45 Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah.
Cripes.
But I don't know, it doesn't really matter if you started 8 hours ago or 12 hours ago, I would still probably be up. So don't worry about that. It's going to be priming him anyway, I think. Unless I do that tonight. I might do that tonight.
Hopefully I'll get some more pictures so you can see what the house is, how it's progressing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the other room. That's where my game table's going to be. The printers and stuff.
Hopefully I can get through this Christmas period and help out a bit more because I feel a bit remiss in my support of the alcove. Just remember, folks, you can donate, you can post a sticker.
Yeah.
Everything's super expensive now, but hopefully there are a few things we can do to make it yours, help you with the printing stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
Yeah, I'll appreciate it.
Something.
I'll
Something.
appreciate it.
Life is a bit of a struggle at the moment, but
I think it is for
When-
everybody. Like I said, we're all on rations
getting-
right now.
it's getting crazy. Like my habits have become so austere, but like things just keep getting more expensive. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I said, I haven't bought any new figures for like 2 months, which is crazy for me. It's like nuts.
Yeah, imagine that.
I bought like
Yikes.
some Gauls in. I bought some Gauls and some Romans in September. That was it.
See, Iron Man.
So,
Iron Man says, later, guys.
Iron Man. So maybe it's a sign that I'm getting better. I don't know.
One or the other. Gotta think positive.
Yeah. Like, oh my goodness, everybody's saying the same thing. It's like, you know, even Shadow, you know, he does fairly well for himself. Is like, oh yeah, Epic sold out like immediately. What a relief!
Yeah.
It's like, thank goodness for that, because otherwise I would have been tempted, and that would have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Not
Anyway, no, you know, I think it's cool, but I'm only doing 28 for the foreseeable future.
And stick to it, too.
Yeah. We'll revisit that idea sometime down the line. You know, like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only really interested. Like, I only really want to do like my pike and shot, my ancient fantasy and sci-fi. That's it for a long while. Got a tiny bit of World War II naval. That's it. Plenty to keep me going for like a year, at least. So, yeah.
You got enough.
And then after it, yeah. I see other stuff now, and I'm kind of like, yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. But I don't need it, and I don't have space for it. So, you know, maybe American War of Independence in the future,
Maybe.
something like that. French-Indian War.
Maybe.
That would be nice. Bit of World War II, a bit more of that. That'd be good. You know, I made a mistake subscribing to Medieval Wargamer because I'm like, 100 Years War does look pretty good.
He gets deep. He gets deep.
He makes it look nice.
He does.
He's like, hello, YouTube. Welcome to the Medieval Wargamer. I'm like, like housewives everywhere are just like,
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Try and get
Anyway,
him in
I'll
the
let you
chats.
go.
All right, James.
I'm gonna go make coffee. Catch
All
you
right,
later.
James. I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
See ya.
So Nick is one of my good friends from Athens, known as the Medieval Wargamer. He's got a great channel. You could probably look it up on YouTube. The Medieval Wargamer. Great stuff. He's a great guy to talk to. I'll try and get him in a chat. But anyway, folks, I'm going to call it here. That was good. Got to see a little bit about the printing going on there. And Fred's Factorium. Good conversation as always. If you like what's going on, you're going to see lots more of it coming in the coming weeks, even days. Be sure to keep your eyes on the feed. Check the description below and you can see how to get in on the GM's Alcove Discord channel. So as my other channels. All the other nonsense that I do. Just getting back into the flow here. Yeah, and it's good stuff. Great stuff. Folks, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks everybody for participating tonight, even though it was pretty, no subject matter or anything, just whatever. Laid back. It's actually a good thing, right, Percy? I think so. Thanks for watching and listening. John Longshore, Iron Man, of course, and Fred's Factorium. Who else? Who did I miss? Not a big crowd tonight. James, of course. Ian, who we'll probably see again tomorrow. Yeah, fantastic. So stay tuned, folks. More's coming. Hang in there, folks. It's only going to get better. I'll talk to you soon.